Trust me, I tried. I wanted to live a normal life, but that proved to be impossible. It just did something to me. That's why I settled in Flores Park and put myself back in the line of fire. I'm forever a soldier. Braxwell, with your addition, we formed Alpha Corps, and it reminds me so much of the old days. But it's not the old days. Sometimes it feels like I'm just a dog chasing its tail. Over the last century, the United States has become more and more fractured. Some would say they were surprised Texas wasn't the first to split. But when your allegiance is tested, decisions must be made. It becomes obvious. I serve the United States, but ultimately, my allegiance was to the Lone Star. Everybody has their opinions on the accepts. The term has morphed over the last several decades, and it really depends on the slang of the locals. Much like you and I, we all have a unique story, and how we came to be special is not identical. But here, it wasn't always like that. We were a specific group, and we were leveraged. But the same can be said for any serviceman. It wasn't just territorial, it wasn't just political. It was far more complicated than that. Despite being so far removed, we're still dealing with the consequences today. New evidence emerges, more conspiracies start to circulate about what really happened. I can only speak to what I know. Even at the surface level, it didn't just change the dynamics of North America, it altered the entire world. Some call it the War for Texas, but it's most commonly known as the Great War of Separation.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rip the Silverback episode number 59.
Woo, getting up there.
Nearly as old as me. And I'm joined as ever by Rip, Monsieur Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Doing good, man. Just everything's nonstop. We had just a few announcements this week so far. Jam-packed, lots going on. And it's an exciting time right now. And I'm really, really thankful for all the supporters out there and all of you lovely people that watch the show.
Yeah. So I just saw a tweet from you before the start of the show. You apparently had a shout. You and Jeremy were shouting.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So another day that ends in Y with Jeremy on the stream.
Yeah.
Some people are freaking out.
Yeah, apparently him and I going back and forth, which it's not even the first time him and I have gone back and forth on that particular subject. But apparently, you have those, what do you call them? Little ankle biters that are always looking for a little something all the time. So they're like, oh, these guys hate each other, exposing one or the other side is exposing the grift. It's like, it's the same old stuff. So yeah, they're going to be disappointed because that will happen on Tuesday night's main event. And the people that have followed us literally on the first ever Tuesday night's main event, which was almost 4 years ago, was me and Jeremy screaming at each other for about an hour. It was longer than this argument that we had yesterday, screaming at each other for probably like an hour and a half over Resident Evil.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because this is actually what I found the most interesting thing about it is you were having an argument about Resident Evil. What was the argument about Resident Evil?
The argument was, my position. I look at Resident Evil 5 and 6 a lot more favorably than I think a lot of other people do. As you guys know, Resident Evil.
Well, okay. He answered that fucking question for me. So, hi everyone, welcome to Silverback Central, episode number 1. I'm your host, the Silverback. Eric July sadly cut his head off while shaving this morning, and It's all got. It's all.
Well, that's you can imagine that's what popped this whole thing off. We were talking about like action games or action versions of Resident Evil, and yeah, it came. We were just screaming and shouting at each other, but it's nothing new at all. I mean, Jeremy and I do that. It's not the first time. It's for sure won't be the last time.
No, I mean, I can remember the Filoniing. Which is into a great skit as well from the show. Jeremy and I we were going it before the show even began. And Gary's just like, I'm just going live with this, and Jeremy absolutely. And then as soon as the show ends, Jeremy just like, see you next week, dude. Yeah, see you next week.
It's like it's nothing.
That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And then, like about an hour or two later, or something, an hour later, Jeremy like DMs me. He's like, "Dude, are you free at the minute?" I'm like, "Yeah. Why? What's up?" And he's like, "Can we do a stream? Because people are freaking out that we've fallen out and all." And we're just laughing. So we ended up doing this like little stream. We're just going, "No, we can argue and shout at each other about silly shit." But it does, it doesn't affect anything. That's Jeremy. Jeremy's fucking,
that's who he is. Me and Ryan have screamed at each other a few times. Him and Ryan have screamed at each other plenty of times. It's just kind of how this circle works, and what it just, there may be those that have actual concerns, but a lot of them are more or less concerned trolling, right? And those people probably don't have friends. Nobody likes them enough like that so if they, I guess, exchange words like that, people in their life, they don't like each other, so that's how they see it as, because everything, I guess, maybe for them is a little more transactional. They don't actually like each other, right? They're not actually fond of each other. But no, like Jeremy and I and Az and I, like we're actually bros. We talk off of stream, right? So it's nothing for us to be screaming at each other at something, because it's all good.
Yeah, that's just fucking like I do this with my mates all the time. We always bicker. Dude, you should have seen us when we were doing arena in World of Warcraft together.
I can imagine those days.
They were walking out the room, they were walking out the room, they're walking out the house. And then the next day they come around, "Hey mate, you're right. Yeah. It was all kind of shit. It's just like this is just shit. People argue about shit. We argue about shit all the time.
Passion, it's just nothing. It's not that. I would never let, especially some political. That's just gay. I would never allow something like that to just like completely derail like an actual fucking friendship. That's boring. Like over video games or politics or something like that. That's fucking stupid, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. We're all good. This is what we do. Definitely folks in our circle. So like I said, it's not going to be the first. It's not going to be the last time that me and Jeremy are going to be screaming at each other for something. Like I said, if you tuned into the first ever episode of, and we set the tone with the show by screaming at each other for it. It was getting heated, right? I was sweating that day because we were screaming at each other about Resident Evil. I get a little passionate about Resident Evil. So
yeah,
it's all good.
This is what I had to hear because it's one of my favorite franchises. Really, I fucking love fucking Resident Evil.
Exactly.
I'm bringing my Resident Evil shit for that cabinet over there now, and it's just like, whoa, buddy, what was the argument?
Yeah, that was the argument. It was less about just 5 and 6 and me seeing those as more favorable than I think a lot of people do, and it was more like we got the main hang up was we talked about like it moving, like starting with 4. And how it moved into that more action horror kind of element, right? And I was my whole case was making that they continue that with 5 and 6. So if you have an issue with like the action horror element of it, but like 4, not to say that you can't dislike 5 and 6. I just think it's a logical reason to dislike 5 and 6. Because of that, if you do enjoy 4, right? So that was really more what the argument was, like what the genre was, or something like that. It was that's all that it was. But yeah, we were screaming at each other for probably an hour and a half about that one subject because neither of us were buddies.
So fucking lucky I wasn't on that show. That would have been a double team. You would have been getting it fucking.
Yep, I've been on.
You would have been getting it like an OnlyFans content creator, dude.
Fuck.
Fucking both ends, mate.
Fuck.
Fucking airtight. Oh no, fucking God bless Jeremy, man. Fuck's sake, God bless the guy. You know, this is what I do find funny though, is because we get called things like grifters all the time. You just grifters, you're just doing this because you know you can make a buck off it. Two things can be right off this at the same time, by the way. And then it's just like, oh, why do you even care? Or they'll go to, oh, look at that 50-year-old man with his toys, and you're just like, which is your argument?
Pick one, bro.
Yeah, are we grifters, or do we care too much, or have I outaged actually being able to give a shite about something? Something, by the way, which you don't even collect.
They're not even intrigued by.
You never even went to the cinema to watch. You just want to fucking chime in.
It's so yeah. I mean, you get those types, and they really are zeroing in on trying to poke a hole in whatever it is that they feel that we are doing, right? And it requires them to take hypocritical positions, right? That's really what happens, because they're more so worried about the end game, and the end game may be to, I don't know, drive a wedge in between so and so, or to make sure that ass fails, or something like that. That's their end game. So if that requires them to be hypocrites from a position that they had yesterday, right? They will do that, like, because they don't care about that. The consistency, none of those things are any sort of value. They'll cling to whatever it is that they want, and it is intriguing, especially when that stuff enters into our sphere. Because someone brought up a great little super chat last night about that. It's like, what's going on in my echo chamber, right? Like to kind of to kind of. Because that's what people accuse us of, right? Yeah. Anyway, right? That we're in this echo chamber where we all agree on everything, and we wouldn't dare
coordinated. It's a coordinated grift, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They believe that. So that's another example of that not being that. But when we do display that example, they try to figure that that's nefarious, or something more nefarious is going on. But like I said, I think a lot of that stems from, especially with like the whole internet stuff. A lot of these people don't actually like each other, right? Like, we know that a lot of that stuff is very transactional. It's like they put on a front for the internet, and they're not actually really fond of each other. They're clinging on to each other because it's more or less a means to an end. Well, it's not like that with us. This is the reason why we can go do events like the megacons of the world. Or not too long ago, for example, Gary was over there kicking it with you when we had the UK meetup and stuff like that, because we're like actually cool, right? Like we're actually cool with each other, and because they don't know it, and it sucks for them, right? Because friendship is a beautiful thing, and it sucks that they'll never get to experience that, or never have experienced that, because they don't know what it looks like. So they take something like that, you screaming at Jeremy, me screaming at Jeremy, Ryan screaming at Jeremy, me screaming at Ryan. They take that as like, oh well, something must be going on. So it's bizarre.
Yeah. This is why you don't engage. This is why I just don't engage with bad. You know, this.
And they get mad at that as when you don't, right? Like they get so frustrated at that idea when it's like, yeah, like we know that we're not going to participate in the game, right? We know that you're full of shit, so we're just not engaging in that, and they get mad at that.
Yeah, you know the luring, you know the sort of
bait and game, man.
Like a nuanced corner of, well, you can't reference a story with Iron Man that was in 1967 in March that involved a person with blue hair that wasn't from this planet or solar system. Fake.
Exactly. It's like,
got him. I don't know. But it's kind of like, I mean, recently, of course, when I turned 50 and I had the whole, look at it, this guy's 50, by the way, this guy's 50. And I'm just thinking to myself, do you kind of realize what he's saying? Because this guy's 50 and he loves this stuff, and he's had a love for this stuff for decades upon decades. And I'm the guy that's like been trying to defend either the how it used to be and the creators behind how it used to be and what they used to represent and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, and what are you, like 20 something, and you're just a fucking miserable bitch. Mm-hmm. That's what you are. You're just a miserable fucking bitch, because you don't actually like any of this. This to you is tourism. It is tourism.
100%. They're not actually interested in that.
You don't create content, but particularly the type of people which go after you, they don't actually create content about why they love this kind of stuff. or why they're into this ton of cover. It's all,
and then they project that on you, right? You can have a mountain of like shows that you spoke fondly of, comics that you spoke fondly of, and they will try to present it as if that has never happened. It's like me with my reviews, like all the reviews that I was doing when I used to do that. All he ever did was just say that he hated everything, and I'm like, you've never watched a stream from me. You've never watched a video. I can even put it in a playlist, and you don't watch that stuff. How many times have we spoke fondly on the stuff that we do love, right? But they don't do either of those, right? It's like they just knock us for having an opinion, right? That's really more of what it is. That has nothing to do with whether or not they agree or rather disagree with us in terms of them like defending the fandom or defending the property or something like that, because you find deep down these guys do not care about any of the shit that they're talking about at all.
No, they tend to latch on to more like, without trying to get boring myself. Oh, I said the word. But they're trying to actually latch onto the ideological aspect of it. Yeah. I like X character because X character is fucking gay or is pro fucking this or that, and that's what I am because that's what I got told. So I must therefore represent that. Whereas, I mean, behind me, the cabinets are now up. Chat. When this is all done, I'll give you some images, some pictures and shit. And maybe I am even contemplating turning the desk this way to go down the office. I don't know. We'll see. But this is like all the Autobots pre-Transformers the movie. That are done into masterpiece scale. I've got all my Transformers stuff, I've got my Lego stuff, I've got my Resident Evil stuff, all my Batman stuff. We have all these fucking incredible things, these incredible franchises that we've loved for decades upon decades. We've argued with friends about who's your favorite, who's the most powerful, who'd win in this fight, who'd win in that fight. We kind of brought up on all of this, and now we just got these absolute fucking waste of space ankle biters know fuck all about shit, and then they come in, they'll read a Wikipedia article, or they'll read the fucking latest edition of Iron Man where he's a fucking AI cuckold, and they'll be like, this is how it's always
been like this.
Always been like this.
It happened in the comics.
Yeah, it happened in the comics. Which one? This one from 2001. That's spoiler alert, that ain't a fucking real comic. Okay, so spoiler alert for you there. But this is stuff that we've grown up with, stuff that we actually legitimately love. And I had all that. All Laz does is make negative comments. That's all he does. It's like, dude, when you say that, you clearly have never seen a show, you've never seen a game stream, never saw Hot Toys.
How many games, even in the last year, have you played that you spoke fondly of?
Probably quite a lot. That's
what I'm saying. And it's like you've actually played them and they act like it doesn't exist. It's like it never happened to them. They either refuse to acknowledge, or they're probably worse, they know it exists, but it doesn't. They have you in a box as you need to be this person, right? And they can't deviate from that. Those are the arguments that they have to make. Those are the arguments that they prepare. They walk themselves through. They argue with themselves in the mirror who they thought that you were. And any evidence to the contrary, they have to ignore. It requires them to ignore it. It's crazy.
Or if you like something, then you like it for X reason.
Right.
They can't understand that, there might be different reasons that you like something. There might be different reasons why you dislike something. I'm currently playing Avowed at the moment. Came out yesterday. I'm actually enjoying it. So far, I'm probably about 6-7 hours in. I'm actually enjoying it. The game is flopped massively, which we'll go into in a minute. It's absolutely fucking died. And even though I'm enjoying it, I was speaking today on stream. I did just a little stream before this one, where we ourselves, I think, discussed a couple of weeks back about the art director who just went off on Elon Musk and I created a game. An art director doesn't create a game, so check your fucking privilege, bro. But it's like, I wanted Elon to hate this game. I wanted this, I wanted that. And you're just thinking to yourself, you are talking everything that you're writing down. You're talking people out of buying a copy.
Right.
And they're so blinkered by their own world. The same guy, of course, that said in 2020, was it, or 2019? Oh, black people come to me for bring your folders and I'll help you along. Let's get rid of these crusty white dudes. I think he referred to it as,
right.
So you can replace me. 6 years on, he's still in his job, so he hasn't stepped aside for.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? So you get somebody like that, and see, I'll bring it up now. Let's bring it up now. This is the Steam numbers for Avowed at the minute. Now it's going to go up at the weekend, but just seeing what they are, it's done.
And the official release was technically, was it Friday? When was it? It was yesterday. Okay, yes, 18th. Yeah. Right,
it came out yesterday. You can buy the
you had the $90 edition where you can get it like early and stuff. But
well, I paid £60 for it. That was the standard edition, and it just let me in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so the standard edition let me in. Apparently, I saw later you're meant to get the other access one, but it let me in. But I still think £60 for a video game was enough as it is. But even on a Tuesday, it's peaked at 17, just over 17,000 players. Now, for context, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, when it hit its max peak, was around about 86,000, which was absolute garbage. So I'm thinking this weekend, unless this game gets an absolute monumental flux of players, nobody's got this game. Nobody's bought the fucking thing.
I mean, look, they did themselves in. I mean, we talked about it on the stream when it happened. And look, you've brought it up a million times. I have as well. Customers, gamers, are not required to give you any sort of benefit of the doubt. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if that is what did it for them, yes, you're going to have those screaming at them saying, well, you're being sensitive or all this stuff. While I totally understand that, I have to empathize with the other position where someone says that was enough. I saw this guy, right, or group of people that were working on this game basically espouse ideas that are to the contrary of what, basically they despise me. Let's say that.
Sure.
And if you look at that and you're like, look, man, I don't want to support that, or I'm just not really interested in it enough to buy it. Maybe it turns into indifference and you're just like, look, I'm not going to go out of my way to pay for it or go out of my way to play it on Game Pass or whatever it may be. So I totally understand that. And I think that folks that don't have just not been paying attention for the last decade or so, right? When they've been shown example after example. So even if with this example comes out and they're like, okay, maybe it's not that bad, they set themselves up for failure, and nobody's in the wrong for being like, yeah, I'm checking out on this. I don't want any part of that.
Nobody at all.
Even if I've enjoyed it or whatever, right? It wouldn't matter. That's totally irrelevant from the general populace saying, you know what, I'm checking out on this.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Anyone that would come into the stream and go, well, I'm not buying it because of the thing that the guy said, 100%. Absolutely 100%. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm getting it is I'll do it because I'm a streamer and I'll do it so I can show my audience and we'll either laugh at it or it'll be great or indifferent to it either way. But I'll give my audience the option to make their own decisions based off that. This was a garbage number. And we described how this was a garbage number at its peak. And when it came out, when it came out back in, look at this. It's let's go to the 3 month. Here we go. So, it was on like 23,000 when it came out. Is this all of it? See, there it comes, 70,000 when it fucking releases, And this is 17.
Yeah.
Now, this was on Xbox Pass, wasn't it? And the Avowed is on Xbox Pass. That don't mean shit. I mean, why you would put your game on there? I don't
know why any publisher that's trying to make money would put their game on fucking Game Pass. I have no idea why you fucking would do that. But hey, it's not my money, I guess.
But if that's releasing to around there you go, Steam release. If that's releasing to 70,000, and then this is releasing to 17, this is done. It's cooked.
Yeah.
And when you're talking your audience out of purchasing a game, when you go up, you might think, oh, I'm being such a wonderful woke fucking puppet for the cause. I'm doing all the right things. I'm saying all the right things that my industry reward and pat me on the back for. Well, this is your customer base. It's done. It's dead. You haven't got a customer base. This isn't a customer base.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where it'll land. I mean, maybe to your point, on a weekend, people are getting off work and stuff. That'll probably be its peak if it trends the way that other games have trended.
It'll peak probably Sunday.
Yeah,
this week Sunday. But based off this sort of numbers now, based on what it could potentially peak to, I can't see it going any higher than around 50. And I think I might be being very generous there, but I certainly can't see.
I think you're being. I mean, I could be wrong. I think you're being very generous on that, because that's more than double of what it is on release day.
Now, if I go here, I'll do it live. I'll do it live. Skyrim has got 2,500 players on it right now. You know,
that's kind of crazy.
And I think is it the special edition actually? No, sorry. Oh God, Eric, that was the people that didn't even pump it up to the special edition. Here, there's 31,000 players on the special edition right now, and a 13 and a bit year old game. Yeah, it can be modded. But this is a brand new, spanking game. 31,000 people on right now.
That's crazy.
That's almost twice as many as on Avowed. Well, twice as many that's on Avowed. The brand new game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for those guys and gals that may have worked very, very hard on that.
Because I'm actually enjoying. Because I am actually enjoying the game.
I've only played a little bit of it. Like I got where you fall on the, I guess the blue dude discovers you, and you kind of go, and then you find a chick and free her or whatever, or you can or cannot free her, and that's where I stopped. So I haven't played it a whole lot. So I can't make the decision. How many hours would you say are you in on it?
About seven or 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably
because I'm streaming, so I'm sort of going slower than I normally would, because you're interacting and stuff like that. So if I was on my own, and I'll probably be at the position I'm in after about, let's say 5 hours, let's say 5-6 hours, somewhere around there. So it is a little bit a little bit behind. It's always going to be a little bit behind when you stream and you chat and you muck around and you do stuff like that. But yeah, let's say 6-7 hours in just gameplay terms. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. The gameplay's been good. I found the combat to be good. Looks pretty. World looks pretty. Well, is it perfect? No. It's not perfect. There are a few little niggles here and there.
Are you playing in third or first?
I'm playing in first.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to play in first.
I was playing in third.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got that option.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish more games did that.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm
kind of going in that first person mode because I'm trying to get that first person RPG vibe back.
Okay.
So I'm actually pretty much enjoying that aspect of it. Kind of getting the inverted commas those Skyrim vibes. But it is, I see people comparing it to Skyrim in terms of that. And you think, is that fair? Skyrim, probably one of the greatest games ever made. At the same time, you also have to say to yourself, well, this is 14 years later, nearly 14 years later since Skyrim. So you have all the technology of current day, plus all the additional experience of seeing what worked in these types of games, seeing what didn't work in these types of games, creating new worlds, creating new universes. Does this feel as open as Skyrim? No, it feels a little bit more area based than that for sure. But in terms of just
it's not nearly as. I don't know how it starts to because it's pretty linear, at least from the get go. I don't know how this war opens up, so you maybe can tell me a little more about that. Does it remain as linear as it is in the beginning throughout at least for you, since you were
when you get off where you get, you'll get on a boat and you'll sail across to the mainland or wherever. Then it opens up a fair bit from there.
Okay.
In terms of exploration. So I've had a good explore.
Okay.
I mean, compared to Veilguard, there's no comparison. This is street.
That was on the rails. Veilguard was on the rails like a son of a bitch.
Yes.
Even though that's not how they like to think that it is. It's pretty. It was
100. It was absolutely on the rails. It was the most on the rails, boring piece of fucking shite that I'd ever seen, made by a stupid fucking man in a dress.
Yeah.
Who most likely put it on because they thought it would get them. Well, it got them a lead on a big franchise, which they ruined by inserting themselves into it because that's all their fucking life revolves around.
Yeah.
So you get what you fucking deserve, and it's done. And will we see Mass Effect 4? I doubt it. I'm gonna press X to doubt on that one. But it's I don't think you can say that it hasn't been harmed by some very negative campaigns.
Yes, 1000%. Because just in the type of game that it is, you would think, and sure, trying to compare it to a Skyrim is very, but it is. I mean,
I get it. Though. I get why.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Obsidian's not a small studio. No. Obsidian is supported by Microsoft, so it's not as if it doesn't have the backing behind it.
No, it's Obsidian, so it's not like people should and are going to have some expectations, right? So I want to be fair to that. But yeah, I mean, going to one of the best, at least most played RPGs and trying to compare it to that, some may find that to be unfair, right? That said, I do think without a doubt, one must say that for sure a lot of that negative stuff that Matt or whatever his name is was throwing out there, and some of the people that are part of the projects.
I just wanted to piss off the chuds. He's got his little, he's got his thing going. It
was a terrible move. It was just a stupid move. And look, I understand. We talked about it when it happened, right? Like, someone does that, you call them in the office, you say, get out. Maybe don't even use the elevator. You can't use the elevator to get out. Either go out the window or take the stairs. But you don't get to use the elevator. Your access has been revoked. Get out of my face. Figure it out.
And then then you apologize to your audience.
And then you say, hey, guys, sorry, we had a guy go after you as the actual fans, and that's a problem. We can't have that. So we parted ways. It's not anything that we support because it does put you in this odd position where I'm not saying that, people that work for your company shouldn't be free to have their whatever positions that they have, but it's a difference between being like, hey, I have an opinion to I am using the product that you hired me on to get at my ideological enemies. That's a totally different thing from guy that works for company has an opinion, right? That's you're trying to use our brand our game to like attack your enemies. You can't be doing shit like that, not on our watch, because that hurts. And I think that's what happened. Did we hear anything about him being like disciplined or anything?
No, we didn't hear it. This is the major disappointing thing. Number one, if you drag your company into your social media posts, be prepared to accept the consequences. Number two, if I was hiring an employee, I would say, as regards to your conduct on social media, if you conduct yourself in a manner which could bring our company into disrepute, regardless of whether or not you mention it, purely by your behavior, you'll be subject to disciplinary. Fuck off. Because you don't need, regardless of when somebody's out there on social media, they are attached to that company, whether they like it or not. If they're working for a company, they're attached to it, whether it's the Rippaverse or Microsoft or Obsidian or Bethesda or wherever. Oh, this is just my opinion, man. Well, consequences have actions, or actions have consequences, I should really say. Actions have consequences. So you gotta be careful. But the worst thing is absolutely right, was the fact we never heard anything from Obsidian, never heard anything from Microsoft, and that was absolutely despicable. So to me, the silence wasn't we're not getting involved. The silence was we agree.
We're co-signing that? Yeah.
Yes. We are signing off on this. He can conduct himself in this manner and it will not have any repercussions. But I guarantee you, if he was saying something about Harris or Biden or something like that, then it would have been a completely different kettle of fish. So Obsidian is sending a huge signal to half of the American public, at least. Let's just talk about America. Half of the American public, at least, that they're fine to co-sign on this disgusting behavior. So fuck you. So I might be enjoying the game, but do I care? Do I care if Obsidian lives or dies as a company? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to care. It's hard to again, care when you have folks that are part of your company that are saying they're making material to spite them.
Yeah,
I wonder if so. You know that part at the beginning of the game, right, where it says basically it allows you to turn off the pronouns.
Yes,
but it's defaulted to that. Do you think that was a late addition?
Yes,
you do.
100%, 100%. Because from it appeared. Well, we know that there was even the people who were given access to it were not allowed to discuss the character creation screen.
That's
they had
true.
to sign an NDA as regards to that. They weren't allowed to show any of it, and they weren't allowed to discuss it. So to me, I'm absolutely positive that it was defaulting with it on. And after this guy said this, and certainly the kickback now to this whole bollocksy pronoun, fucking this guy, this whole fucking kickback now against this stupid pronoun wank. I think they blinked on that and went, okay, we need to put the option. We need to put the option. Have I come across anything in the game that makes this relevant? Not at all. Not in the slightest.
Which is good, because at least with Dragon Age, they pretty much you guys get it thrown in your face where you go through this whole fucking rigmarole about gender and other gay shit.
So why? So just stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop this fucking nonsense. And people are seeing, and again, I cannot disagree with them in the slightest. I had a big fucking rant about it. I cannot in any way or shape or form say, if somebody says to me, well, I'm not buying it because it's got this shit in it, I cannot disagree. Again, I'm doing this from a channel, a content creation level. That's it. If it wasn't, probably wouldn't have touched this. Probably wouldn't have gone near it. Just purely on that. Just can't be asked with that kind of shit. But it looks like it's cooked already in terms of sales.
Yeah, because like I said, I think you're being generous with it might, but it getting 50,000 over the weekend.
I think I'm being kind there, but I don't, maybe 35 might be okay. More.
Look, I don't know where that thing's gonna land, but I don't know how much they spent on this as well. But it is a lesson. I think everything that we're looking at and we analyze really on this show. I love this example, not because it's like, oh, you're rooting for them to fail. No, like in the sense that, look, this type of stuff can wreck a product, man. It's a market identifier, man, or indicator. People are over this shit, and they're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, that's hard-earned money.
That's
60
gone.
pounds.
It's gone. They've wasted it.
Yeah, it's all that goodwill, all that stuff, the benefit of the doubt that people would give you, those days are gone. Willing to give you a shot. Those days I don't think are ever going to return. You have a lot of good faith to try to build upon or try to get because you don't have really goodwill. You don't have anything. People are like, I don't want anything to do with this garbage. And if you're gonna have people that are part of your, whatever, collecting a check, and then telling me to go fuck myself because of who I voted for or didn't vote for or some other stupid shit. Yeah, people are gonna check out. They're gonna check out, and I do not blame them. Even if I were to like or enjoy a game, that's totally irrelevant for that. From that point, like people are going to be like, okay, cool. You've made your decision. This is what you're making games for some reason to own the chuds.
Own the chuds.
Okay, cool.
Elon Musk.
If that's what I don't want to be paying for that, right? Art director. So unfortunate for them, but that's also because you didn't do shit about it.
Exactly. It's unfortunate if they tried to do all the right things and it just didn't play.
And it's just like this fucking prick blew everything up. But we tried the course correct. That's not what's happening here.
It's not unfortunate when you don't help yourself.
Good point.
Then it's self-inflicted. It is. Then it's self-inflicted. And if you are not prepared, even if you feel that if you didn't even agree with the guy, but you felt like, well, we don't want to go against the grain of the sort of like the politics of the industry because that might backfire against us. Well, nothing will backfire more than pissing off customers.
That's the one people that matter. I don't know what it's going to take as for creators, companies, and such to realize that their peers and everybody that's in the same like high rises and all of that with them are not the primary buyer of really anything that's entertainment, right? If your stuff is not just, I don't know, some like weird arts gallery or some shit, it's not other enthusiasts, or like political enthusiasts that are, or social political enthusiasts that are the ones that are buying your stuff. You have a customer that you have to appeal to, groups of customers that you have to appeal to. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of people that are so tapped in, or so they care so much about not pissing off their peers. I think we see this in gaming all the time, which is to your point. That's probably why they didn't part ways with this cat. More to signal to the rest of the industry that we wouldn't do something like that. We wouldn't get rid of someone for pissing off the people that the industry has told us to hate, those damn dirty Republicans and all those the Elons and the Trumps of the world. We wouldn't dare do that. But you should. And it's not because it isn't even about agreeing or disagreeing with Elon. It's about understanding
your customers.
Bingo.
That's what it's about. Yeah. Having some fucking respect for the people that put their fucking hard-earned money in their pocket and take that, because this game's not fucking cheap. It's $70 if you want to buy it in the US, and that's just the basic version. So this ain't a cheap video game. So if you don't have any respect for somebody that goes out and works fucking hard for probably a lot less than they should be fucking getting, because that's just the nature of the world, and you want to fucking spit in the faces because the guys behind the scene, the guys that are getting paid well at the company, that are all right fucking jack, that don't care if they lose their jobs because they're fucking made. I've got my money, so I don't care.
There'll be an executive for another company in no time if this bitch collapse.
If somebody was doing that to my company, you'd be fucking made an example out of.
Yep.
Get out. We're really sorry. This does not reflect the values of the company. The company is here to serve the customer. We want to create great games for customers to enjoy, regardless of their backgrounds.
And there we go. This will be where I know you agree with me, but there may be some others that disagree. If they did it to the other side, the same applies.
100%. If they went after the sort of like the fuck you Bidens and stuff like that, I'm on the wagon that you should also be fucking gone.
Yeah.
Do not bring that shit in. You know, this isn't because it's on one side or another. I've never, like I keep having to say this viewer, I've never voted right in my fucking life.
Yeah.
I get called a fucking never voted right in my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, there was, people would be like, "Oh, well, Az has always been a fucking lefty," you know what I mean? It's just like there's a difference between sort of having little bits of leanings in one direction and then fucking extremities.
Yeah.
Because I don't fucking see anything on the fucking far left that I'd even touch with a fucking barge pole. Quite the opposite.
But it
seems now to be black, white. It's just there's no fucking shades.
It's very binary. Unfortunately, I mean, this gets us into trouble. Gets us in trouble all the time, right? Because it's like, look, if you can perform the job and the task that I need for you, you can work here. Just don't be a dickhead. That's it. That's my own requirement. Simple requirement. Just don't be a dickhead to the customers, man. To obviously your employees. Your fellow employees and your customers, and you'll be good with me. I really don't give a shit where you. That's not important. I'm not going to be having general conversations with warehouse workers about fucking who they voted for. I don't care about that. It's totally irrelevant to getting these books in the hands of the customers. But yeah, it does. A lot of that stuff is just very, very like binary, and the reason why I don't feel that sorry about the corporate entities that have fucked themselves and they kind of, again, Mexican standoff, everybody's holding these ideological guns to each other, waiting to cancel each other. So when they need to make a move that would either save the company or save a property, they never do it because that will require them conceding on a different point, right? Fucking Brando. But that will require them to basically be against that hive mind that they already are a part of. And I think that's why they didn't part ways with this cat.
I don't know if it's last week or the week before. I said probably one of the least exciting things about anyone is where they vote once every 4 or 5 fucking years. That's the least most interesting thing I could possibly think. I don't understand why it suddenly becomes such a fucking qualifier nowadays.
It used to not be that, especially when talking about like entertainment shit. That was never important back in the gap. It was never important. Unfortunately, it has. And this is why I hate politics. If you wonder why I'm fucking libertarian, that's why. Like I hate what it does to people. It makes them miserable. It makes them do fucked up shit. It makes them turn on their neighbors. We saw that happen with the whole COVID stuff. It makes people do some very irrational thing. Otherwise, in some cases, you'd feel that these people are rational people, and it makes people do irrational things. This is why I do think it's important if you are trying to establish yourself as a pretty. You're trying to spread your wings, right? You want an imprint. Doesn't mean that you're mainstream, but you're trying to get as many customers as you realistically can. I just don't think it's a good idea you can have your opinions. As an example, I have my own opinions. People hear me bitch and moan about what happens all the time on Blade, but I keep that separate from my company's like ethics, right? It's totally irrelevant to that because I don't care because it's just not important. It shouldn't be. To entertain people, to get people to read a comic book, none of that shit should even be. And look, I know because again, this gets me in trouble because there's other people that believe in the opposite. They believe like, okay, well, you had these left that took over this industry, and now we got to make the quote unquote right version of that. That's not what I'm personally interested in. I'm just not.
You don't. Again, you don't want the pendulum to swing from there to there,
right?
That's not what you're looking for. It's just as bad. If it goes from there, swings to there, it's just as bad.
Yeah.
You want a good flow down here.
Yeah.
You want a good flow. You want a good reflection of essentially how this is why moral ethics are always more fun than political ethics.
100%.
Because moral ethics pose dilemmas where you as a human being are put into a situation to make
universal truths.
Yes. They are so much more compelling. That's why there's a huge difference between social stories and then social fucking justice. There's very different differences. And again, I have to reference this episode of Star Trek because it's such a good episode. And it's actually called First Contact. I know it's the same name as the film was years later. But there's an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation called First Contact where they arrive on a planet and it basically has a progressive side and a more conservative side.
Right.
And it puts you in the position of the more progressive person who you tend to lean more towards the beginning. And the more conservative guy is sort of portrayed more as the villain guy. And then he does a couple of things. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, I actually really understand why the conservative guy did what he did, and yet you can still appreciate where the more progressive person came, and it posed both sides.
Right.
As to why, it can be good to have progressive ideologies or a progressive mindset for certain things. But at the same time, you have to understand the more conservative side and why, if you let the progressive side get a little bit out. But it poses, but it doesn't give a decision. It doesn't say that one was right.
That one's wrong. That was, exactly.
No,
yeah.
It says this is why this is these two people's ideologies, and this is what the angle that they came from. Which do you think, just thought? You don't have to agree with both. You can actually agree with both. You have to agree with one. We're just posing some ethical dilemmas for you to muse over.
Oh.
That was fun stuff through entertaining storytelling, by the way, not through ramming it down your throat. Through good entertaining storytelling.
Yeah, and look, like I said, that used to be a standard. I would love nothing more than for us to just when generally engaging about a property, right? Or book or whatever it may be. Now, even if we're talking about or having nerd discussions that can end up getting heated, back in the Gap, it was never about whether or not something was political or not, or how political it was. It was, this doesn't make sense, or this does make sense. This character will win in a fight versus this character, and this is why. That was all out of fun, right? And I don't remember for once giving a motherfuck about when having those conversations. I don't ever remember giving a fuck about where people stood on the political aisle. I don't remember that even coming up.
Who'd win between Spider-Man and Batman? Well, being a conservative, I believe. What?
What
the fuck are you saying?
Exactly. But that's unfortunately what things have kind of devolved into. And the mainstream have really painted themselves in a corner by employing all these people, and not just employing them. It's less about that and more about empowering them to bring that shit to the entertainment, right? Or I guess it was supposed to be, right? I just can't imagine, again, just being a business owner and having someone that just that's in a leadership position, right? This is a director, right, of art, to come out there and then be like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm doing this to be against you.
This is such a redundant comment. Wait till Lance finds out politics has always been in college.
This always bores me, man.
Wait till Lance finds out that trousers have always been on men. It's just such a fucking nonsense.
Again, the context matters, right? Of anything like, and that's again how the left actually justifies doing what they do to the characters right now, right? And that, well, it was always this way.
Always been political.
Yeah, it's like, because I don't know what the biggest war in fucking America's history happened to be going down, right? Or one of, happened to be going down during this time, and you saw Cap or something fighting it or something like that. That means that Batman's a Nazi, and in order to no longer be a Nazi, he has to fly past fucking looters and rioters,
Antifa looters, yeah,
and then say that they got insurance. Like, what the fuck? Like, you guys can. I think people are being disingenuous, right, purposely, and missing what's being discussed, because that's a different thing, right? We talked about that last week. Like this whole with Star Wars. It's like, what's his name going on about Daisy and the new director or whatever going on about, well, Star Wars has always been political.
Oh.
So it's always been political. It's like, no, bro, like that's not, no. You use that to then justify whatever goofy shit that you're gonna do. That is political, and it's always gonna be slanted whatever way. But that's not the same thing, because again, going back to Star Wars, was it like exclusively one fucking ideology, political alignment that enjoyed Star Wars in the late 70s and 80s? No, people all over the fucking political aisle that enjoyed that shit.
But you can play with different themes. You can play with political themes. You can play with social themes. You can play with moral themes. To say that they've always been just this is incorrect.
Right.
It's incorrect and disingenuous. They've always toyed with different ideas. They've always toyed with different ideologies. They've always told with different moralities, different subtexts all over the place.
Right.
That's where you get variety. That's where you get variety of storytelling.
Facts.
But yeah, this is again, but when you say it in a very specific way, oh, it's always been just like this, then it just gives you license to ram your own in, because that's what
they think that means. That's exactly what they think that means, right? Oh, Captain America met the president at the time, and therefore that means that I can turn this character trans. Like what? Like how? It was always that way, right? It was always police. Like, man, you're being extremely dishonest here, man. You know?
Yeah, this is where you get the point where people will come either through bad faith, or they'll try and trap you in nuance, in some specific nuance, and that's where. This is why, again, you just don't engage.
It's not even worth, because that's not a person coming honestly.
No,
they're just trying to derail conversation or waste your time because they're bored, maybe. But yeah, that's not an honest conversation.
Oh, there we go. Funsies. I'm hearing that Avowed has now hit a
new high.
A new high. Let's have a look, shall we? Avowed has hit an all-time high of 17,347. Congrats.
We'll see where this thing ends.
Yeah. There we go. 17,347. Be still, people's beating hearts. And again, if it is as big a failure as it's looking in terms of sales, it's not unfortunate.
They did it to themselves. You're right. They did it to themselves. What we've been talking about. What all isn't? I mean, I don't know. What all has Obsidian been up to?
Well, they did. Obviously, probably most people know them from New Vegas. And then, of course, they did Grounded, which was a really good game. I did enjoy Grounded. Had a lot of fun playing that.
Was that the one where you're like in a backyard with the little?
Yeah. Okay, your little kid in the backyard. That was a lot of fun. Then we had Outer Worlds, which I tried to get to grips with, but I just didn't. I just couldn't. I tried, but I lost interest in that really, really kind of quickly. I didn't like the gameplay that much. And then they've been working on this for 6 years with a projected budget of somewhere around 70 to 80 million. Again, I want to stress that The Witcher 3 was made on a budget of 50.
Shout out Flash in the chat. Shout out.
A Yellow Flash.
Yeah.
So, admittedly, that was 10 years ago. So, okay, inflation. But it's so weird that a decade ago, The Witcher 3 came out. Actually, and I've brought this up. I've got to bring this up because this. I'm sorry, this is going to depress the shit out of you.
Uh-oh.
But I saw this today and my heart fucking sank because I knew how true it was. This is what they took from you. They took it. It's gone. There will be no refund. You will never see it again. Make your peace. 3 unbelievably great characters from the Witcher franchise. Obviously, Triss was, in the majority of them, but Ciri in the third and Yennefer, So great characters, great stories, great nuance with them. And where have we gone with this type of character? Where's it gone?
Well, I mean, where has it gone with that damn studio? They were like ground zero for the whole social bullshit, like whatever they call it, ESG or whatever the fuck. They were ground zero for it because they just, why for the most part it was in secrecy. CD Projekt Red was like, no, we're about to do a whole video full production talking about what we're doing to address ESG and all sorts of shit. It's like, wow, what a direction to take your company. And all those guys that produce this stuff, they're not even there anymore.
No. Most of them
studio?
Rebel Wolves, but
what's the new studio?
Rebel Wolves.
Rebel Wolves?
Yeah. That's the one that tends to have a lot of them now.
Yeah, it sucks to suck, I guess. And again, I think this is going to be another one of those that, because of that whole allegiance that they pledged, it's going to be up to them with this next Witcher to get people to buy into it.
It's an allegiance to ESG, and it's allegiance to discrimination. It's an allegiance to turn your back on the meritocracy, and it's allegiance to turn your back on your customers. That's what ESG is. We've been through it multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
These were great characters, well-written characters, and if I think objectively great characters, whether you're a male or a female playing this game. And I was actually discussing this on the little stream I did earlier, where I said the Witcher 3, 10-year-old game now, but the Witcher 3's fantasy world still understood basic themes like gender roles and how it would affect women and men in this era. That's why you didn't see a bunch of fucking female soldiers in armies and stuff like that, because it would be stupid.
It would be retarded, yeah.
And even though, you know, women second-class citizens in the Witcher world, yeah, I mean, as a whole, as a unit, yes, they were. They were certainly subservient to a more patriarchal society. Did that mean that the women were weak? Did that mean that the women didn't play a good role? Did that mean that the women didn't have their own agencies and powers? No. Plenty of characters, you know, you can add Keira Metz into stuff like that as well. But Triss, Yennefer, Ciri, obviously very much their own characters, very strong within their own right.
Yeah.
Had their strengths, had their weaknesses, because once upon a time, women could have strengths and weaknesses in video games. Yes, they were, Yennefer at least, and Triss were the object of Geralt's desire as well, so that you had those options to play with too from a romantic level. There was the paternal relationship with Ciri that you had as well that you could play with. There was, if you've done the Keira Metz storyline, you know, there's really fun things that you can do with that Keira Metz storyline, particularly at the end when it comes to making some decisions. You can actually end up killing Keira Metz in that. When you go back to Shadow Isle, wherever it was, you know, you can actually end up doing that. So you know, but where are we in terms of nuance with characters? No, women are fucking useless now because they're not allowed to exhibit femininity. They're not allowed to exhibit weakness, vulnerability, because they're classed as patriarchal, you know, oppressions placed upon the women's. And we went through the Witcher 4 trailer, and I thought I did not like that trailer. I didn't think thematically it worked. It copied Monsters, which was a marketing tool for the Witcher 3 with Geralt, and Ciri came across as a fucking idiot in that. She couldn't read the fucking room. And this is meant to be a more mature, grown-up Witcher. I mean, and what the fuck was Ciri doing as a Witcher? You know, there's that whole fucking point.
That was the main conversation.
Females can't be witches because they can't survive the fucking trials. They can't the potion. Can't do it. Barely any of the guys do. Was it like a third survive or whatever it is? But women's physiology just can't take it. That's why there's only male witches, and now, of course, we've got to go through this whole fucking retcon of it. And Ciri act like a fucking retard, sending the woman back to the fucking village where she knows she's going to get fucking killed because they're fucking mental. So how can you see something like that and just think from an objective standpoint, you've made Ciri look like a fucking fool in it. Because why? Because she's got to be the strong. She's got to push.
Their allegiance, man. They pledged it already. They already told you what they're attempting to do. And look, I don't know how the financial stuff gets caught up in that with investors and stakeholders and all that other shit. Because I know they mentioned that when we watched that whole video on one of the episodes of River to Silverback. Go check that out. Where we go through that whole hostage negotiation there, where the guys just sitting there talking about what they're going to do socially regarding CD Projekt Red and what any of that had to do with games. I mean, they're talking about carbon emissions, all sorts of shit. And I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck does this have to do with video games, man?
I think the farts that they're smelling is just filling up the fucking atmosphere with methane gas.
Yeah. Maybe that's the approach, because it didn't make any fucking sense, but they put it out there. They thought it was a good idea. And like I said, that's why I said they were ground zero, because they were one of the guys for a while there with the whole ESG concept. It was more like shadow government-esque, right? Background stuff. People kind of operate in the background. Whereas today came out and just explicitly was like, yeah, we're on this shit, and we're going to tell you everything about our company and how we're going to implement it. It's like,
we're going to fuck it up.
Yeah, how we're going to fuck everything up. And it's like, all right, man, if that's the route you want to go, congratulations. But it was impressive to see, because I think CD Projekt Red was in one of the gaming companies that I think a lot of people thought highly of. I think it's safe to say, though, when I remember the Cyberpunk days and how much shit I used to get from some of my audience by calling that shit for what it was going to be.
I didn't, because I said in CD Projekt Red we trust, you know.
Yeah,
but let's just say, how'd you get from in CD Projekt Red we trust to oh my fucking god?
Yeah. Where we're at now.
Yeah. I don't think it's me. You know, I honestly don't think it's me. I haven't been going out there going, hey, CD Projekt Red, as a customer, I'd just like to say that I've now pledged my fucking life to ESG. You know, and I am no longer going to be judging games based on merit. I'm actually going to be judging your game studios based on how many black employees you have, how many female employees you have, how many disabled employees you had. And by the way, you better make sure that they have the same ideology. You know, just imagine if it was flip reversed ESG, and it was the audiences that were performing the ESG on the on the companies which hadn't changed. It'd be insane.
Yeah.
Well, we're not buying these games anymore because we don't think that they align ideologically with us. It's fucking crazy.
None of it makes sense, but they did it. And
here we are.
That seems to be the theme of every show that we do. It's like, how could it get this bad, or how could we get to this point, and still here we are. So how we got there, for sure, it's important. I guess it's worth discussing, but we're there. We're there. So I mean, shout out CD Projekt Red. Not sure why you went the route that you went. Because I think they screwed up both. Double whammy, because it happened one after another, right? So you have the social, cultural stuff, or more social stuff that we just discussed with the whole ESG stuff. And then you have just that release of fucking Cyberpunk, which is an absolute fucking disaster. That was an absolute disaster of a release, not just in optimization, but in, which was my gripe, like half of the shit they said that you were going to be able to do in that game was just not in there. It didn't make it in the DLC. No. It never, just like they just said, we're pivoting from that. I don't know if it was technical or what, but it was supposed to be this whole life simulator like RPG, and it was never that. It was nothing close. All the shit you were supposed to be able to do was it just didn't make the game. And it was an interesting release. So you had the gameplay wise, the latest game that they had put out with that. And then you have, again, the social stuff. So it's like right now, man, CD Projekt Red, they're just not that studio anymore. So it's not to say that Witcher, the next upcoming Witcher, wouldn't do well, but they're going to have to prove themselves. It's not going to be just a layup. I mean, any sniff of this bullshit that people get, they're going to refer back to the ESG pledges and all that stuff. And, you know, if people check out, they check out. It's unfortunate.
Again, just to harp that point, nobody owes them anything.
Not a dime.
And the benefit of the doubt has been used up.
But what people have spent enough money, right? Been screwed over enough for them to be able to, you know, they reserve the right to be like, you know what, we're just not going to do this. I'm just not interested. I'm disinterested in this. And I think now more than ever, people are just tired of that shit. They're just like all around, like, I don't want anything to do with this social bullshit, right? I'm playing games to escape. My life is difficult as it is. I got work and other bullshit that I have to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about that stuff being injected in the game. And so when you just even if it's a bait and switch, right? Even if it's one of those, oh well, you can turn pronouns off, Avowed type situation, or that they defaulted off, you still screwed that up because you had a guy that said they specifically made a game to spite Elon or whoever the fuck in his types. And it's like, I don't see how a competent studio or even not even from Obsidian, maybe someone from Xbox comes by and they're just like, guys,
you're fucking us up.
Yeah, like you're setting this thing up for failure. We got to, you know, it goes back to what you were saying earlier. If they're not doing anything about it, that just says they're complicit, or, you know, they're cool with it, or they agree with it, however you want to word that, right? Because like I said, devs, people that work on anything regarding your property, executives, even for that matter, they reserve the right to their own opinions for sure. And I don't want to say that they shouldn't have one or can't have one. That's miles different from saying that you're using the property to spite people.
Also means we don't need necessarily to hear it either.
That's a good point. I mean, but that's where he fucked up. I mean, that's the whole problem. The whole problem with this is making a public spectacle and spiting people. And I just don't understand how much of we were talking earlier about echo chambers. How much of one do you have to be in to think that's a good idea? Do these fools not think that there are, like, I don't know, Republicans or people that voted Republican in the past elections that would play Avowed? Or they can't be that fucking retarded.
You tell me.
Fair enough.
You know, seriously, you tell me. I can tell you one thing, though. The people that made Wukong and Stellar Blade and stuff like that, they're clearly not even thinking about that. They don't give a fuck. Because it's not even part of that.
That's a segment in itself.
It's not even part of the discussion.
That's a segment in itself going on about how the Chinese, Asians in general, like not just China, it is South Korea, Japan as well, that are doing, like, especially Chinese, that creates an interesting dilemma, right? Where you got Wukong, you got Marvel Rivals, and you have these games that have hit it big that are made by the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And how does it seem that when it comes to appealing to the Western gamer, that Chinese companies have a better grasp of what they want than Western companies? Make that shit make sense to me. How?
I mean, I say it doesn't. We're meant to be in this more progressive, you know, West, from this more open left, you know. We know about conservative. We know about communist China, the CCP. The CCP put money into Wukong, for goodness sake. It was almost a state-funded game.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, and here we are in this more open West, and we're so fucking behind in terms of what people want, because it's been so saturated with an ideology that's a damaging one as well. It's not as if it's, you know, actually this is a good way of thinking, and maybe it is an uncomfortable truth or something along those lines. It's not anywhere close to that. It's, hey, let's start fucking mutilating some kids. Let's start fucking getting naked and wiggling our bits in front of children at fucking parades.
No, maybe cut that shit out.
No, let's not call these people that diddle kids this word. Let's call them this word instead, because that's far far more. Let's start arresting people for posting memes because it's hurting my fifis. Let's protect this group of people that have all the fucking power, that are supported by all the government, the corporation, and everything. Let's take the people who actually do the fucking hard work, the vast majority of them, and let's turn them into the fucking bad guy for some fucking reason. So far fucking behind. Let's attack our customers. Let's go to war with our customers. That's the new marketing.
And it's really like
campaign.
And it's really like with the Japanese and with the South Koreans, that's really like, it's not a rocket science what they're doing, right?
No.
It's like, yeah, we'll just make a game. And maybe all that we'll talk about when we're promoting the game is the game. And that's it. Maybe that's all. Maybe that's all we'll do. So it's not like they're doing anything impressive. It's just they're just not doing what the West is doing. The West, I mean, look, go to any, which is crazy as fuck to me, right? You could go to basically any major studio and they have some dumb shit on their site about like what they're doing for a social cause, whether it's with women or something that they're doing with the, I don't know, black fucking developers or some stupid shit. And it's like, what does that have to do with
Brianna Wu said to you?
Oh, well, she said I like Luke Cage only because he was black. Yeah, that was wild. I don't know if y'all remember that chat. That was crazy. I don't know if everybody knows about that. So to preface that, yes, that happened. We're talking about the same Brianna Wu that you're thinking of. The whatever he Shim Sherm discusses talks about. Saw a Luke Cage poster in my background, and responded to, maybe it was a video or a tweet or something of me talking about how, I don't know, diversity and the gimmick of it and all that stuff. And she essentially said, it wasn't essentially, it was pretty verbatim almost, that I like Luke Cage. The only reason I liked him was because he was black. That was crazy. But that legit happened.
It's like I've never seen a statement
legit happen
that just outs you so much as that one. It's like, thank you. You have just actually shown exactly who your type of people truly are and where you actually come from. Eric clearly likes Luke Cage because he's black.
Oh, what times those were!
They were
holy shit!
They were the best of times. They were the worst of times.
That legit happened. Fucking hell, that was wild. But that for sure happened, and they tweeted about it and everything. And I was like, "You are something else. That's for sure." Going there.
Same person that orchestrated their own hate campaign against them and got caught.
Like, if that's the position that you want to have, all right, well, whatever. Congratulations, I suppose.
Holy fuck. I've never seen somebody so outed more in my life than Liberace. more outed than Liberace with that fucking post.
That was a wild time, man. But yeah, that was old Woo, man. But no, it just goes to show just how fucked people are. Like, their minds are infested with this, and this is, I'm not a doomer. Not, but fuck, man, you wonder how and when this is going to turn around, if at all, for the West. We know that.
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I'm not a doomer, but the fucking West has done it to themselves, so I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if Ubisoft dies tomorrow. I don't give a fuck if Obsidian falls apart tomorrow. I don't give a fuck if CD Projekt Red has to close its doors. I don't give a fuck if Microsoft says, sorry, folks, we're done. I don't give a fuck, because this isn't an unfortunate series of circumstances. This isn't because there's just
not the economy turned
It's not. It's nothing to do with that at all. It's all self-inflicted. They're literally sitting on dynamite and playing with fucking matches.
Well.
And then when they fucking drop them and they start going off, they're like, why is everyone racist? Hello?
And then when you think like, oh, there's no way that they're gonna do it again, or there's no way they're gonna keep pledging allegiance to this stupid shit, and then something else comes out. Another dev says something, director says something. They, the company itself posts some stupid article or something like that, talking about what their allegiance is gonna be to lesbian, biracial, trans developers and pilots or whatever the fuck. And it's like
I don't.
some of the memes I saw to that I couldn't post for sure. I couldn't show those on YouTube.
Well, you could show them. I couldn't show them.
Yeah.
I couldn't show them.
That's also true. Some of the memes that came from that,
one of us would get away with it more than the other.
Were fucking hilarious, man. Like I got an absolute kick out of that. Thankfully, there's no dead people right out of that situation. There's some injuries, but fuck, dude, like what in the hell is going on?
Whenever an advert for ESG, this is it.
That's what you show. You show like this is what you get. Like this shit. It should be dead. But Europe's doing it. Well, pockets of Europe are doing the same shit. We know America's on the same old gay shit. And yeah, if they do collapse and all this stuff, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think a lot of people are going to be without, because even when they have working examples, you think that, okay, well, look at what the East is doing. Look at the success that they've had in just staying away from all of this bullshit. They're not taking political positions. They're not taking the opposite position that you have politically. They're just not doing that. It's just about games, which, believe it or not, that's what it used to be about. Because you can't imagine in the 2000s us having these stupid podcasts talking about this stupid shit. We wasn't, because it wasn't a conversation. It wasn't a thing. People just made games, and some of them were better than others. That was it.
Didn't Shift Up just announce record profits?
Something like that.
So something along those lines. Shift Up just announced that they had hold on, let me see if I can find the exact. I want to use the exact terminology because I don't want to misconstrue it. Let's see. Let's just. Well, here's actually. Let's just bring this one up. Stellar Blade's PC sales are expected to exceed the console sales.
That's interesting. That's
well.
Really interesting.
Which in itself is pretty fucking huge, because my god, those mods are
they're gonna have a lot of fun with that.
But I think here we go. Shift Up reports record revenue and operating profit in 2024, with Stellar Blade bringing in $43 million in royalties.
That's crazy. So I'm assuming that's from like all the other shit that they not just with like obviously the games and all that stuff, but we've seen the merchandise and statues and all sorts of shit. They got to be making a killing off of Eve.
Oh, dude, Stellar Blade 2 is got to be an absolute shoo-in to be in production in works now. Got to be an absolute shoo-in, because that's just made an absolute fortune for them. And yes, when it comes out on PC, I'll be doing it again on PC. I thought it had great gameplay. The music was fucking spectacular. It had a wonderful soundtrack, and that's the thing which kind of goes sort of like a little bit out of the realm. When a game's got an exceedingly good soundtrack, the enhancement to that game as well, it really adds to it. And Stellar Blade had a phenomenal soundtrack, had a great vibe to it, great look, great aesthetic of the different places that you went to.
And great gameplay. I had a lot of fun on it. Like, and that's what's good. That was always going to be what made or broke it anyway. Like, it was going to be
gameplay always does.
Yeah, it's in it, but it was a fun fucking game. And y'all know me. People in the chat know those are the games that I gravitate towards. Put the bitch on the hardest level. Have a blast, right? Because for me, if I'm going to play a game, especially an action one like that, I want to be engaged. Like, I'm taking time out of my day to play. I want to be locked the fuck in. So I love the gameplay like that, because it forces you to have to. You're playing the game. It's not playing itself. You're playing a game. So It was great. It was a great game. I had nothing but positive things to say about it. I played it on stream. One of the last games. It might have been the last game that I played on stream that I can remember was Stellar Blade. When I had Jumpsuit Eve flipping around in the Kill Bill inspired shit, and I spent the whole game looking for some shades to go with it. I don't think I ever found it. I obviously had a bunch. I was like, I need some like true lokes to put on her. But I couldn't find anything, so fucking super vast 3D.
I can actually fucking do that. So fuck you. I can actually do that, Dan. So go fuck yourself. There you go. You're fucking welcome. You're fucking welcome. Yeah, I cut myself. Never mind. You're welcome. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, it was a good game. So where does that fall for us? Men, one black, one white, playing a female.
Oh man, that's a good. You bring up a great point.
Where do we fall? Where do we fall on that? What's the where have we gone wrong?
Yeah,
where have we gone wrong on that one?
Exactly, for the bigots and the misogynists that can't handle female leads and all sorts of shit, right? Somehow, here we are. But I'm still fascinated at how something like that can happen. So, look, if I'm a business owner,
you are.
Well, yeah, literally, I am. So I guess I can just speak from my own perspective, right?
You are.
I am. I can speak from my own perspective. So your job as the owner, especially if you're CEO, quite literally, you have to. You're constantly analyzing markets, right, all the time, right? So it's seeing what guys that maybe you consider your competitors, guys that maybe just exist alongside you in the same industry. You're constantly looking at what they're doing. And it's not to say that you're trying to replicate it if they are doing something that is having a great return, but you're always trying to find out if there's something that you can do to like improve your process to, again, maybe expand upon your revenue or profit margins, right? So I'm just so intrigued, the nerd in me, the businessman in me, to look at these big companies with all this fucking money that they got in games, and they see something like Stellar Blade. They see something like, and I think Marvel Rivals should have been
Wukong as well. Was it 10 million copies in a week?
Yeah, Wukong. You got that. You have again, Marvel Rivals should especially be one that they pay attention to because it's based off Western.
Yes,
like IPs.
Western, yeah.
It's developed by the Chinese, right? But all the properties are Western, right?
Yes.
So you have the recipe right there, and still you look at those as examples, and you say, you know what? If we want to expand our reach, we want to get more sales in games. Pronouns.
Well, dude, if there was ever an advert for people just to go, oh shit, we are the wrong people for the job, aren't we? Yes. If there was ever a moment of realization, because let's be honest, most CEOs, they do actually want to make money. They're not ideologically minded. They do want to make the coin.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be profitable, blah blah blah. Unless, of course, they're just interested in taking bonuses anyway and running the company into the ground because I'm all right, Jack. Or doing a Bobby Kotick and just getting rid of everyone and paying yourself tens of millions of dollars of bonuses a year, and then letting all the people that actually did the hard work just fall to the wayside because
yeah,
piece of shit, and Activision's a piece of shit company. But if you just take what you said there. If there was ever an advert for your fucking shite and this ESG stuff is killing your company, it's that. It's your Wukong, it's your Stellar Blade, everything that seems to be appealing for the majority. Let's just say the majority, not everything. The fake everything. But the most like the trailers that I've seen recently, most of the shit where I'm like, ooh.
I looked at upcoming action RPGs that I was intrigued by. I saw a compilation video. They were coming at 2025 and beyond. The only ones I was interested in were coming from these.
Yeah.
Every single one.
It's crazy, huh? Is that because we're just racist? I'm so confused where
I don't know how that works.
Confused on how this works and where we're meant to fall on this, and holy shit.
It doesn't make any sense. Which brings us to the point. It's like you have something like a Marvel Rivals, and then you compare that to what's happening right now with Captain Black American Falcon Man. It's the same property, ass.
Oh,
believe it or not, they're the same property. Somehow they can't figure it out here, but they can figure it out elsewhere, which is interesting.
If at first it doesn't succeed, put it onto the big screen and do the same shit. Marvel.
I don't quite understand it. So where are we looking on that?
I just kind of want to address this one.
Yeah.
There's a sort of good point wrapped up here. Goonagate is bait, TNA is appealing, and writing and gameplay wins. Yeah, you kind of 99% there. TNA, of course, TNA is appealing, but more if we were to just convert TNA to aesthetics, because it works the same with men as it does in women. We like attractive women, but we like our dudes to look heroic and buff and masculine and feel like they can be in charge. So it kind of works both ways between both sexes. Now, women, of course, if you're a straight guy, you're going to get turned on by curves. You're going to get turned on by boobs. You're going to get turned on by pretty faces, nice hair, all that kind of stuff. That's just called fucking raw, normal fucking life. So yeah, you want your characters. Look at the Resident Evil franchise. Let's take it right back to the Resident Evil franchise. The dudes look like fucking buff dudes, and the women look like a fucking attractive women, and they're all capable as fuck.
Yeah.
From Ada Wong to Jill Valentine to Claire, all capable, really good, really well written, strong, attractive women.
Yep.
Chris Redfield, Leon Kennedy, strong, capable, buff dudes doing their fucking shit, saving the day, stealing kisses. Whatever it may be. Chris, not too sure. But Leon certainly is. That dog's fucking rooting everything, I swear to God.
Yeah.
But that's what we want. People are drawn to aesthetics. It's like comics books with Eric. Hey, hello, fucking retard alert. Comics are a visual medium. Video games are a visual medium. TV and film are visual mediums. Now, they're supported, obviously, by great writing, great characters, and all that kind of stuff. But first and foremost, visual mediums. They have to look good.
Right.
Nobody wants to see a blue-haired fucking land whale in charge of their fucking property. Does that reflect people? No.
Doesn't reflect the demographic of buyers, that's for sure. It's just none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Where's Captain America Falcon Man financially right now?
I actually have it right up here. I've been refreshing, hoping that the Tuesday numbers will come in. But after the 4-day weekend, which was actually 5 days because of preview, the 3-day weekend, which was 5 days, which was the 4-day, came to 101 million, which was
worldwide.
No, that's domestic. Worldwide, it's 193 million worldwide. Which is about 40 million behind Ant-Man Quantumania, which was a failure.
That is
tough. And some people are saying on the internet, this film's already made its money back.
Why do we have to explain this with every
I know.
Every movie we have to explain how box office works. Because you'll have, and it'll be people in like the media. These people are very irresponsible.
Dude,
they will say stuff like that.
Film. They don't care about the guy. They haven't been to see it. It's about you don't like this, or you don't like the way that they've treated your character, so we're just going to be the fucking contrarian. It's just contrarianism. That's what it is. If it own the chuds, they're going to own the chuds. Dude, this is something like 380 to 400 fucking million pumped into it. You need to make about 1.2 billion to break fucking even on this shit.
That's not happening, man. There's no way that's happening.
Your budget's around let's say 380. Your budget's around 380. So you take 50% of the domestic box office. So every $1, they get 50 cents. So 100 million. Let's just play nice round maths. 100 million means that they got 50.
Yeah.
In the UK and Europe, they take a 40% cut.
And you start going to Chinese and all that stuff, it's even more.
China, they take a 25% cut. Not China. I'm talking about Disney.
Yeah.
So Disney take 40% from Europe. They take 25% from China. So ultimately, it's generous when they say double the production budget. Double the production budget in terms of getting your money back on that. So if the production budget is 380 million, you're looking at 760 million you have to make just to break even on your production budget. But then you've got your marketing budget on top of that. And your marketing budget can be between a half and the full fucking whack of the production budget. And this has had a lot of marketing in it. There was a fucking...
Oh, there's plenty. You can see that everywhere.
Advert in there, which probably cost around 40 odd million. So let's just add another 200 odd million and just be really, I'm being so fucking kind here. You add another 200 million for marketing, but likelihood it's probably 300 in itself. But you add another 200 million for marketing, then that's $960,000.
Yeah.
To break even. It's not 180 million fucking dollar budget. It's fuck off. Egypt.
No, that stuff is you're talking 400 million and there's just no way that we said that it doesn't matter who they put in that, and I still don't know what they're happening in the credit scenes. But
it was the leader saying, "Hey, do you know there's a multiverse?" Yes.
Nah, for real?
Yes. That was the end credit scene. The end credit scene was Falcon. Anthony Mackie, of course, because he's Falcon, was Falcon going to see the leader, and the leader saying, haha, you protected this world, but do you know that there's more worlds and they're coming? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We've known for about, fucking 4 years now. That was the one and only end credit scene. It was about 30 fucking seconds, and that was it. So, yeah, we knew that.
That's interesting, because I was wrong, because my guess was that they would have.
I thought they were going to either have the X-Men.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Doctor Doom, or there was going to be the Fantastic Four. I thought there was going to be something. No, it's just the leader saying, "Hey, the multiverse exists." Oh, fuck off!
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming. They've been coming for years. Exactly. There was a film. I don't know if you're aware of this, Eric. Tell me if it passed you by. It was called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
The what of madness?
The multiverse.
Oh, okay.
The Multiverse of Madness. There's this thing that.
So there's a thing that was. So the end credits was.
There was a thing called
saying that a thing that existed in a title from a movie 5 years ago, basically. I was wrong, because I thought for sure they were going to come out swinging with like I said, a mention of the mutants and the X-Men. I thought I did believe that they were going to try to use the multiverse to tie into that, but it looks like there was none of that. It was just that's interesting.
And they put that end credit scene right at the fucking end of the whole thing.
So you said I watched all those credits,
dynamic credits, and then they go bang. No, they made you sit all the way through the fucking 50,000 FX people. You know, Zhang Wang,
everybody that got part of the $400 million.
All that, fucking all them that's been flogging themselves stupid just to get that 30-second piece of shit.
Yeah, so there's no way that makes. Well, that's it. I mean, so we got Thunderbolt next, right? Was that May?
Oh, May Thunderbolts.
So we got Thunder. Maybe that's they're going to be the one that they do something crazy with the end credits that has something pertaining to the mutants.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wait until Variety says, "Oh my God, you have to see the Thunderbolts purely for the end credit scene." It's coming. It's coming. I'm promising you that's coming.
That's crazy, bro. Damn, that's rough, man. And then you got after that, what is it, July? That
July is Fantastic Four.
So
it's the only one I've when I say have any interest in, it's the only one that I even though I wasn't wowed at all by the trailer, it's the only one where like, is it gonna be something different? But then you can almost pretty much just resign yourself to the fact if it starts off slightly different, it'll just devolve into Marvel schlock. So I don't know.
Like I said, I just think they had to nail that Reed Richards casting, and I'm saying this objectively. It's like, damn, this Rippaverse shit that's irrelevant. I'm saying that objectively. They had it and they had to nail that. And they didn't do that at all. They fucked that up badly because I think Pedro Pascal is a fucking terrible casting for him.
Dude, I think terrible. Thunderbolts is on a highway to nowhere. Honestly, I think.
Well, yeah, for sure. Out of the two, Fantastic Four has the best shot, 1,000%. I think Thunderbolts. I don't know.
I think that could bomb worse than the Marvels. I really do.
I don't know, man. That's almost $500 million, man.
I know, but bomb in terms of, bomb in terms of, I think there's a chance it might not even make what the Marvels took.
Okay, that's fair.
Not in terms of losing, because its production value is much, much less.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking no normie knows who these fucking characters are. Nobody's
and outside of maybe Bucky, they don't care about any of them.
I don't think Bucky does nothing for the box office. He does nothing.
I guess
Soldier, if it was Winter Soldier, actually as Winter Soldier, you know.
Yeah.
But what the Bucky just walks around in a fucking t-shirt now.
That's true. He's not like badass.
It's Wakanda cast-offs. Deus Ex Wakanda. They make everything for everyone every month. We can't have fucking Tony Stark making it because he's white. So we kill him off, and now Wakanda's just giving away everything.
Everybody's got shields, gear.
Everybody's got Wakanda fighting shit. What is it? Falcon's running around with Wakanda wings. Bucky's running around with a Wakanda arm. I have got real vibranium. Fight for the right of every Marvel man.
Yeah. So who all is in the Thunderbolts?
Then you got US Agent. Then you got Go.
US Agent.
Mistress.
Then
you got
White Widow. Whoever the fuck.
Red fucking Soviet man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody. And you know you could just tell it's gonna be some like quirky bullshit, Marvel bullshit, man. Like, and again, I don't want people to take the wrong way because they're like, oh, well, of course you're gonna rag on it because it's Rippaverse and it's a competitor. It's like, no, like even as a fan of this stuff, like you know it's gonna be that. It's gonna how many jokes we think are gonna be in this movie, bro?
Well, if you've seen the trailer, it's gonna have all the jokes.
Yeah.
Sentries in it, yeah. Oh, I said Taskmistress, DB. You said Taskmaster for some reason. I don't know why you said that. No, this is Taskmistress. Remember,
I was not a fan of that reveal of Black Widow, and that was the last. Was that not the last? I think it was the last movie. That was my infamous last review ever. Was Black Widow because I was done. I was like, I'm done with these comics. I'm done with this fucking universe. I'm out of here. This Taskmaster shit was stupid. So you got Taskmistress, you got White Widow, whatever they call her.
I don't know what they're calling it. They're just calling her Yelena.
Oh, just first name basis. That's just what we're doing.
They're not even saying Widow. They're just calling her Yelena. That's it.
Yeah, just
what?
Straight up
Marvel
first name.
Yelena? What is this?
Oh, it's not good.
Fucking frumpy widow. Yeah? Fucking period widow. Oh, I'm just gonna wear my fucking tracky bottoms today, eat popcorn, put a fucking oversized t-shirt on. Yelena!
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that's gonna make, but
Not a lot.
I assume that the mutants introduction was going to be in Captain America Black Falcon, man. If it's not going to be there, it's got to be in the Thunderbolts. There's no way they're going to just drop everything in Fantastic Four. With Fantastic Four, they try to link all the mutant shit and use the multiverse. Because what maybe end up happening, and book it if you want to, clip this if you need to. What may end up happening is, like, you know, they're going to bring the Fantastic Four to the current universe by way of doing this multiversal bullshit, and that's also how they're going to introduce the X-folk, if you will.
I'm going to say you're wrong.
Oh, what do you think will happen?
I'm going to say, do you know what I'm going to say you're wrong?
Okay.
Because they ain't got a fucking clue what they're doing.
Oh, so I'm trying to make it make sense, and they have no interest in that.
Yeah,
okay.
You're giving them way too much fucking credit here.
That's
you know?
fair enough.
Because all we know is Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and then next year is it Avengers Doomsday?
When does Ironheart come out?
This year,
Okay.
July again, like kind of. Oh no, they said fall. They said fall of this year or something. I heard it was going to be September. That's what I heard. So that would mean that it would have been made for it would have been finished over 2.5 years ago.
Why do I feel like I'm missing something?
It's probably brain cells from the fact that you have to talk about this.
Blade is never happening.
No, Blade. I said that from the fucking. This film's never getting made, and I'm a fucking Astrodamus here. The fucking easiest thing that they could possibly make, and I just knew
Daredevil. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing Daredevil. That's what.
Daredevil's March 3rd, I believe.
That's what I was missing. No, I was missing something big.
I don't want to put Daredevil in that bracket because I actually have a little bit of hope for this. At least the arse end, the second part of the series. The first part might be a little rough. Boobies. But yeah, dude, yeah, I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing with mutants. They don't even know.
They're gonna fuck that up. They're gonna fuck that up, aren't they?
I take it you never saw this film, Captain America. I take it, Captain. Oh,
didn't even think about it.
Dude, they said in the film, "There's no Avengers. There's no Avengers. There aren't any. They've disbanded them. There's no Avengers. There hasn't been any Avengers apparently since the Endgame, since the end of Endgame. There's no Avengers. They still have to put an Avengers team together. Who's it going to be? Fucking Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, Black American Falcon Man.
Bracelets of fucking power.
Miss Marvel. You see her?
No, because she's going to be on the she's going to be on the Young Avengers TV, which is going to be a TV show now. Apparently,
hold on? Are we sure that's going to happen?
No,
that's what I was saying. Like,
anything's happening because it changes day by fucking day.
I don't think any of that shit's happening. I think that I don't know how you make sense of a modern unless there has to be something has to happen between both of those movies that is pretty drastic that brings in some major players. Otherwise, you are going to get the Young Avengers. That's going to be the Avengers ass. So, again, I don't know. I would say to make it make sense, bring Fantastic Four. Look, you need to pull a Crisis. Last time, multiverse exists. We'll bring in a Fantastic Four. We can make sense of the mutants being around by merging these universes, and then we end it. And then there's just one universe. That's it. That we're in. That would make the most sense, right? And then you could pick and choose from some characters. And even if you wanted to have some of the legacy characters return, you have two of the major ones in Hulk and Thor. They're still there. They're just not doing shit, but they're there. So you have those two. and then you pick some of the X-Men. Fantastic Four members have teamed up with the Avengers. Mutants have been Avengers. There you go, and that would make the most sense. Because if you're not gonna get that ass, you are gonna get Shang-Chi, you are gonna get Miss Marvel, you are gonna get Wiccan and other characters nobody fucking asked for, and you're getting the Young Avengers. You're 1000%. You get Kate Bishop, Ironheart. You're getting the Young Avengers. It absolutely will be the Young Avengers.
I can't take no more. I can't take what was coming out of his mouth. I can't do it. I can't take it.
I'm telling you, man.
Do you know what makes sense? Do you know what actually makes sense? This is what makes sense. Everything that you just said, get rid of, right? Do you know what makes sense? One fucking world coming together. And what does it bring with it? It brings with it a brand new Captain America. It brings with it
I'll be okay with that.
Iron Man. It brings with it a brand new Thor. It brings with it a brand new fucking everything.
Yeah.
It brings Steve Rogers. It brings Tony Stark.
Yeah, even if they're different actors, you got this gay ass multiverse. Just use that.
Younger, ready to be utilized, different costumes. Let's break away from that. Let's get it a little bit more comic accurate.
Yeah.
Let's get that little bit.
That would make the most sense.
But
to your point, are we sure they're going to do that?
No, of course they're not. We're going to get Wiccan licking fucking
oh no
Hulk's son in the butthole.
Hulkling.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get.
They'll bring Hulk back. It'll be like Amadeus Cho Hulk. What was his Hulk name?
Special Snowflake.
No, it was
Angel Child.
What was it called? What was it called? What was his Hulk? Somebody remind me in the chat. It was like
Ramen Hulk.
It was the something. It wasn't the. Oh man, what was the Amadeus Choke? The spectacular. I don't remember what it was. It was the something Hulk, and so you'll get Asian Hulk instead of Bruce, for sure. No, not Hulk Ling. I'm talking about Amadeus Cho.
Oh no, trust. See, Eric, you don't understand. Nobody bought that shit.
Yeah, totally awesome Hulk. That's what it was. Yeah, that was it. So. That's the one that you're gonna get for sure. That's the one you're gonna get.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, man, I remember covering those books in my
I'm
heyday.
of a Hulk myself.
Those were the days. Those were the days, man, covering that material. But yeah, I think that's what you get. If they're not gonna look, whatever is gonna happen with your new Avengers, it has to happen in these next two movies. You have to get a glimpse into it. So it's gonna be some big multiverse bullshit that's gonna bring in the mutants and bring in some of the old characters. That would be the most logical decision. There has to be some guy sitting at the desk over at Marvel Studios that raises his hand and like suggests that, right? They may throw him out the window. But at least he could plant the seed. There's got to be one person saying, "Hey, why don't we use this to just bring in characters that'll slam dunks?" Why don't we do that? Surely they're smart enough to do that. Because I mean, how many times, hell, especially after this fucking film, have people just wanted a fucking Hulk, like just a return to Hulk being Hulk?
Do you know the only thing that was mildly enjoyable about Captain Falcon communist black person was that there was actually a Hulk that was raging. Right. I mean, it was useless. Bullets couldn't harm him, but he could get fucking skewered with knives for some reason. But okay, I don't know why. Never explained. They're gonna lot of this stuff's never explained because it's 2.5 fucking films, which cost about $380 million to make. Not 108. Anyway, but it was like, oh look, there's a Hulk actually acting like a Hulk, throwing shit around and banging shit.
Yeah.
Pushing helicopters into each other, killing people. Not that any of that was taken remotely serious.
What happened to Echo? Like, I didn't watch that. Do you remember what happened at the end? Like, is Echo just like around now?
Well, they said, "Hey, Echo, do you want a job?" And she unfortunately was turned around. She didn't hear.
Oh man, I don't know.
She got a leg. Remember, her leg got amputated because when her car crashed, a pane of window, a glass pane from a window from 1973 in a housing estate in Basingstoke shattered and got stuck in her leg. Because that's how windscreens work. Remember that? Yeah, exactly. Dude, the whole thing's fucked. The only thing that James Gunn's got going for him right now is who can fuck things up the most, the least, but fucked up still.
It's still fucked up, just the least amount of fucked up.
Who can fuck up the least and maybe get a leg up?
Yeah, because you got when does Superman come out?
Okay.
I legit don't know.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not even being facetious. I don't know and I don't care right now.
Is this year, right?
July? I think it's July. Yeah, it's July.
So it will be competing with Fantastic Four. That'd be interesting.
Superman, then there's Jurassic Park, then there's Fantastic Four in sequential weeks. So Superman is not a good film. He's going to die after a week. Die. And if Jurassic Park is better than the Fantastic Four, then Fantastic Four could die. Snow White's March, Rob. That's next month. I'll be fucking there day one, sat in there, fucking huge, biggest tub of popcorn you've ever seen in your fucking life, mate. And yes, there will be a hole in the bottom.
Oh man, well, we'll see if they turn it around.
The Echo again, right? We're never going to see it. We're never going to see Emilia Clarke again. I don't think we're ever going to see a Skrull again. I don't think we're ever going to see Samuel L. Jackson again. So they
just introducing people and just not even fucking addressing it ever again.
Yeah,
this thing happened and they were there, and then it just didn't happen anymore.
The thing that happened didn't happen again.
We just memory hold it.
Oh man, holy shit! That was an opening segment. that went places.
It did. It really did.
Also, Doctor Who might be cancelled.
I did see that.
We all knew. Everyone knew. Just wanted to quickly show this before we go into supers. I'm not going to read the article because it's fucking trash. It's the Radio Times. Doctor Who needs to be woke, and there's a reason every sci-fi fan should agree. Well,
who is writing this bullshit, bro?
Mentally ill, spasticated retard.
Like, who the fuck is writing this,
every
bro?
Fan should agree. Louise Griffin.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
Oh, it's a white woman, so we should immediately just dismiss that. What are we doing? We're dealing with fucking idiots, mate. We're dealing with fucking idiots. How dare you have a different opinion to me? Everybody should have this opinion because I said it because I'm a white woman. I'm a white liberal woman.
What are we doing, bro?
Dude, I don't even know if she watches Doctor Who.
Supposed to be woke.
Good. Well, the good thing is I'm not going to register, so we're not going to see any of this. But like clockwork, every few months there's been an uproar about how Doctor Who being woke has ruined the show. That's because it has. Right.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, if there's an uproar, that's something worth paying attention to, right?
Yes. That means people are sick and tired of seeing this shit love. That's why. That's why the ratings are in the toilet. That's why it's lost millions of people. That's why it lost nearly 1 million viewers from last Christmas special to the latest Christmas special. And apparently there's not even going to be a Christmas special this year. So,
shout out to
you're
BBC and all those guys for... I never know how to say his name, Gatwa, whatever.
Ncuti Gatwa. The Rwandan Scotsman.
That's about as Scottish as I've ever seen somebody. I ain't never seen someone so Scottish, if I'm being honest. We were Scots. The original Scots. You didn't know that as the original Scots were black.
Pasty white, red hair, Susie Gatwa. Dude, I'm a big fan of the House of Gatwa, the Clan of Gatwa from Scottish law. Harrison NYC with a $10.
Oh man.
Been looking at yours and Ms. Dark's streams of Avowed. What's your take so far? Good, meh, or what? Or is it too early to tell? Gameplay wise, I've been having fun. I have actually legitimately been having fun from a gameplay perspective. Looks nice. Like I said, the only annoying thing was the stupid when you body type. You know, can we just get back to male and female, please? Which everyone's doing, so I'm not going to hold it too much against that game. But the pronoun shit again was just fucking retarded. Just stop it. I think the character models are a bit rough, to say the least. The environments look good. The character models are a bit rough, and yeah, a little bit too cutesy at moments for me. But in terms of gameplay, I'm having a great time. I'm actually having a great time right now. So it's fun. It's actually fun. But like I said, it matters nothing because nobody bought the fucking thing. Nobody fucking bought it. Creative Welshman with a two. Well, the good news, actually, go back. The good news is, though, because nobody bought it, the chance of it going on sale real fucking quick are high. So when it goes down to $30 or something, then maybe pick up a copy then. Creative Welshman with a £2 says, will there be a new concept art book for the Isom tree?
Like a concept art, but like with Marcos, I didn't even think of doing one of those. Huh. I don't know because there's not so many characters between Isom. I mean, I guess if you included like Isom 2. Let me get back to you on that. I'd never see. That's why I love the feedback, and this is our campaign format where we might just drop some shit just to do it. That's an interesting one. Like, because we like doing a second concept art book that would include Marcos's original concept art designs of Isom 2 characters and Isom 3. I have to see if there's enough characters that justify that. Carol's panicking in the chat. I'll get back to you. We got a couple of days. I'll get back to you. Let's just say that.
Tom Turtle's Traveling Salvation Show with a $5 says, Eric, you said on Jeremy's show that while you were a libertarian, you didn't want to be associated with the Libertarian Party. Can you expand on why?
Because they suck. Like, what? I don't know what else you want me to what you want me to say. No, Libertarian Party has been fucked for a very long time. For you guys that don't know, like the just general recent history of it, right? These are the same people. It's made of the same people that like booed Ron Paul. Like, these guys are not really like Austrians in terms of or even Chicago guys. They're the, I don't want to throw Cato under the bus because they've done some decent work, but they're not really worth a damn. Though they do have some. They have like the Mises Caucus, which is a lot of guys I've even spoke at some of those events. But I've never ever been a member of the Libertarian Party because a lot of them are left libertarians, and those aren't libertarians. Those aren't my guys. We're not allies. So yeah.
Josh Kelsey dropping a 20. Josh, thank you so much indeed, dude. Appreciate you. Mwah. Realistic Delinquent with a 2 Canadian 79 says ends justifies the means behavior.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yep. Caro Brown with a $5 says Eric, turn off Yaira Winter. It's cold. I'm done with winter.
It is like 13 degrees out there this morning or something like that. I hear It was
I need some day. I need some. I just need to see the orb in the sky, dude. I'm so fucking done.
Yeah, it's cold.
I need a bit of heat.
Fun.
Yeah,
a bit fun of that.
Joe with a $5 says Eric July voted for Obama and not Trump. You deserve how Yaira lost 66% from Yaira 1. Talk about a flop. You mean
it didn't lose 66%. It's the second. That's not how to math. What Yaira sold? What Yaira 1 sold? What 19,000?
Look, Eric, they had a budget of $180 million. Okay, and it's made its money back, and it's profitable after the first weekend.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But no, we sold over 11,000 books. Yaira number 1 had sold 19,000 and that was during the window. And remember, Yaira number 1 was twice as long. So this is a 40-day collection. Yaira 1 was a 80-day, I think it was 80-day when it was all said and done campaign, right? So yeah, that's I'm gonna tell you. If you're let me get this straight. Are you trying to say that somehow 10,000 books or 11,000 books sold is somehow a problem?
Yeah, that's
I guess.
The thing, yeah.
It is what it is. I suppose. But yeah,
here's a new plan. Yeah, 2 books every 6 years, right? 2 books every 6 years. Yeah, 48 pages. Stick in a couple of calendars from 5 years ago as well, because people could use them. They could look. It come round again. Yeah, it'll come round again. Stop working on them. Just stream all fucking day, yelling at other people because your fucking life's miserable. Yeah, just do that. Then smoke some crack, lick a toilet.
Yeah,
that's the fucking program, dude. If you don't get with it, I can't help you. I can't fucking help you. Chihiro Kikuchi with a £2 says, sorry, as you're wrong. Resident Evil 6 was Gregor. Oh, dude, no.
I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 6. I'm proud of that. I loved every one of the campaigns, and I played a co-op with Brando, I believe, a bunch of times. Had a lot of fun on the damn game. Say what you will.
I will. It was awful.
Say what you will. I had some fun on fucking Resident Evil 6.
Oh, I didn't. I finished it. Oh, I finished the Leon. You know, I did the proper story, the Leon story.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. Apart from the end boss, I can't remember a fucking thing.
You don't remember Wesker's son?
No.
You played Leon's.
Yeah, I played Leon's. Yeah. I just remember the creature at the end that just kept getting fucking bigger and bigger and more legs. And other than that, it's just like it was so I remember running in a street at one point.
I had a lot of fun. Like Brandon said, we played a few playthroughs, and we played that shit multiple. I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 6.
I was mortified at Resident Evil 6. Joe with a $5 says, talk about Cook Yaira 2 campaign. Okay, lost. Okay, Yaira 2 campaign fought less.
What the hell does that mean?
Less than third of Yaira 1. Different costs.
I think they're meaning okay. Oh, my bad. I understand now. As this person doesn't understand math, they're talking about the total sales, not the book sales. They're talking about the total sales. And what was Yaira like 20? I forget how much money was that base. Was it like $25 for the cover D? You can get this one for $13, so it's cheaper, and that's why it doesn't. You know,
6 years, 2 books. That's it. That's it. 1 book every 3 years.
Yeah.
Crack toilet.
But the latter point, like I was in 2008, I was an 8-year-old leftist, and then in 2009, I was not. So
what you mean, Eric? You can wait a minute. Are you saying that as you grow, you can change?
What?
Are you saying that as life goes on, you might change?
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't have the same political positions when I was 17 years old.
Hey, tell you what though, Joe. because it's on my channel this week. Appreciate the $10.
It'd be a shame that if there was, certainly people that this person gassed up, is probably gassing up, has tweets as recently as 2015 praising Obama. I can't say that. I don't have video of those, but that'd be a shame if that was the case, right. And you were really consistent on that issue. That'd be a shame.
Personally, I don't understand what the big deal is. I've like done many an afternoon tea with us where I've discussed. I think I've been on like different shows where I've also discussed this. Where I was like, 2016, I was fucking Orange Man bad.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
I was like a full on fucking Orange.
There's nothing wrong with. Look, I want to be clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong because I got off that shit when I like a lot earlier than a lot of people. Right, I have. People watch my old videos. There was someone talking about. I remember seeing you 2009 with your band talking about the Liberty stuff. Like, so it's been 15 plus years of me being on what I'm on right now. But yeah, everybody has a different timeline, right? You know what I mean? Like, their positions don't become like, I don't know, irrelevant just because especially when they were young, they had a different position. Like, that's just silly. I don't think anybody else is held to that standard.
See, what you got to do, you've got to pick one, and that's it. That's your team that's it forever.
Forever, yeah, and that's it. Never can do anything else. Can't learn, can't grow.
Can't change. Yeah. Cheers for the $10 there, Joe. Appreciate that. I'm going to use that to look at toilet. Get some crack. Have a nobody the hate monger has been a member for 5 months. Thank you. Sele with a 2. Again, I'm not even gonna, dude. I'm just gonna butcher your fucking surname. Okay, if you can spell it phonetically for me, I would appreciate that. With a $2 says, did you see what they did to John Kent in Shazam? Oh, did he suck him off? I mean, that's what he's doing at the minute, isn't it? That's what John Kent is. He's just gay. That's Jonathan Kent's character now. He's just gay.
Yeah,
that's all he's like. Wait, are you? So because he can't get his own book because nobody buys it, are they doing the Ms. Marvel route and they're just shoehorning him into other books now to go, hi, still gay. I'm here, I'm still gay. Okay. Jonathan Kent, Clark's son. Okay. I'm 17 and I was a 13-year-old boy just a few weeks ago, but they like aged me so I can suck dick. DC.
That did happen.
That did happen, yes. Demonji, is that it? Did I get it right? Imagine it. Okay, fuck. But a $5 is, speaking of ideologies, the push for USA bad led smooth brain on X to honestly believe Isaiah Bradley was the first Cap, merely the test run for Falcon Cap. But he's a retcon character anyway, so it's not even. It's not as if Isaiah Bradley was created back in 1940 when Captain America was. This is a character that was introduced in early 2000s? Isaiah Bradley is early 2000s, Eric?
Shit, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
But it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. But these are people who are reading Wikipedia. Sele with a $2 says, what are your thoughts on Black Myth Wukong? I fucking.
Did you play it? I never played it.
I finished it 3 times.
There you go.
I finished it and then I just did the New Game Plus to do some other stuff. And then I did the New Game Plus again. So I could get the full story, get the proper ending, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I absolutely fucking loved that game. Loved it. Have a nobody, the hate monger with the $5 says, hello, my 2 favorite Republicans. Avowed was made to own Elon, so I didn't buy nor care it. Didn't even hear about that game until that drama. Well, that's the thing. I wanted to, the guy said I wanted to make a game that would upset Elon Musk, right? You are actively just making potential customers, be like, ugh. I don't know how much money he cost them.
I don't get it.
He cost them money. He cost them money.
That's for sure.
Because I think Jave's right. The only real drama or anything that I heard around the game was this guy going fucking loopy.
Yeah, it was pretty run of the mill up until that point.
Yeah, huh? Graf Webber the $2 says, for fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus. I have, mate.
I don't have it, so
it's not anywhere near me. Magnum Norse with a $5 says, I will never make my peace as long as I can still play The Witcher 3. Real, complex women characters, not. I mean, I'm sure that you pronounce that fat dicks, and I mean, it wouldn't be dykes, would it? Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. They can never take that stuff away from us, which is the beauty. You know, they can't take away that. They can't take away The Witcher 3. You know, if you've got as well, also if you've got your physical copies, they can never patch anything out, change this, change that. Wonderful game written by brilliant people. I know I keep bringing this up, but I do like to bring this up. There's a guy that comes into my gaming streams from time to time. I'll call him Macy. He's not called Macy, but he's Polish, and I can't pronounce his name. So I call him Macy, and he worked on the Witcher games. He was actually a dev on the Witcher games. He worked on the Witcher 3, 2, and 1. And he's no longer at CD Projekt Red anymore. He was a really good guy, and you can tell just from the kind of topic, the discussions that we've had from him being in the stream, you can tell that the guy's got his head screwed on well, which makes you just understand somebody's mentality when it comes to making games. Right, and he did say that he was in contact and friends with the people at Rebel Wolves. He's not working for Rebel Wolves, but he's in contact, and the good guys. And I take that as a really good fucking reference. And I have my eye on Rebel Wolves anyway, because of the game that they're making for themselves. And Rebel Wolves are the team that are remaking the first Witcher game. So depending on how much influence CD Projekt Red has in the actual content of that, I don't know. But I'm certainly more optimistic about the remake of the Witcher game versus the Witcher 4. But yeah, they can't take away the good stuff. That's why I buy your physical media. Ministry of Wrong Thing with a $2 is Ripper. Where's your MAGA hat? Joke.
Shout out.
Magnum Norse with a $2 says, Ministry, he borrowed it to Jeremy for 12 years. G Mort with a £2 says, Siege, Cyberpunk 2077 was kept alive by the mod community.
Interesting.
I just never went back to it. I never went back to it. I
played it. I mean, I played a lot of hours, to be fair, on it before I did my review. So I mean, I got basically what I could out of it. I wasn't even inspired to go do the DLC, man. Like a deep dive. I got it, and I was like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck about any of this. Johnny Shoehorn talking to my ear off and shit everywhere I walk. I'm just not fucking. Don't get me started on that fucking game and Keanu, man. Like, I had lots of complaints.
I had issues. Intel Speedrun with a $5 says the dumbest people online are those who shill the jabs in 2025. If you're part of this movement, you're officially more senile than POTUS 46. Oh,
surely there's not people still doing that.
Yeah, if you're you must get the vaccine. You literally here.
No way, man. No way people are still on that.
It's mush. It's jelly. You've had it. Fiesta Cat with a $2 says 2 for my 2 favorite racist Republicans. Thank you.
Shout out.
That's us. Hi, Paul with a $5 says, y'all were wrong yesterday. The best single season of TV is Person of Interest Season 3. Corrupt cops, route turning good, and based terrorists. I love Person of Interest, dude. I mean, best series of TV I've seen. I wouldn't say so, but as a series, very consistent, very good series. Person of Interest is fantastic. If you've never seen it, folks, watch it because it's great and it has such a good ending as well. It really has such a good ending. So yeah. Season 4, prepare yourselves for some fucking shit, man. Woof. Kalioth with a $10 says, if I'm reminded how horrible and evil I am, I might actually start to think I can change the world and undo part of the horrible and existing evil that's trying to remind me that it's me, not them. Yeah, it's called projection, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Accuse your enemy of what you're doing yourself. Bruce with a $5 says, Eric's release schedule has done irreparable damage to my Transformers budget. Kang Toys Dinobots look insane. I haven't seen these. Let's have. I'm gonna
shout out Bruce.
Kang Toys Dinobots. I'm currently on the. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. They're very okay. So it's kind of like very stylized Japanesey. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to get as anime accurate, as cartoon accurate as possible for my stuff. I actually spent not yesterday. Actually yesterday, redoing some of the insignias so that they were the correct the comic cartoon accurate insignias instead of the toy accurate ones. DB £2 says, but where are the Marvels? Cute Poochie scene. Oh, he went to his planet and was never seen again. Yeah, I'm sure Captain Marvel will be leading the adventure. No. Shake from the Hunger Team's been a member for 29 months. Says, good job, guys. You're doing great. Oh, thank you, Shake. And Shake from the Hunger Team just dropping a $5 as well. Oh, thank you. And then Shake from the Hunger Team just dropping a couple more dollars. Thank you.
Shout out Shake.
Nothing said. Said all he needed to be said in the membership renewal. Fun with Collecting has become a member. Fun with Collecting. Thank you very much indeed. DB with a £2 says, as watch the YouTube fan CGI of Superman versus Hulk. It's bueno. Yeah, I saw that had gone up actually. Superman, of course, fought Hulk in DC versus Marvel, which was voted on, and Superman won. Tom Tuttle's Traveling Salvation Show with a $5 says, so it wasn't because it was the Texan Libertarian Party helped Riley obtain his defense counsel.
I don't know shit about what the Libertarian Party of Texas is doing.
Okay.
Or Texas Libertarian Party. Whatever.
Mike is Bad Knees has become a member. Mike is Bad Knees. Thank you.
Shout out Mike.
With a $5 has got you us. It's Selay or Selai. I-A-Y-I. Selai Ahibe. I got it now. Selai Ahibe. For John Kent, they de-aged him. And his boyfriend is still saying...
So he's young again?
Wait, what? No, Selai?
No way, bro.
How old's he meant to be? Wait, what? Whoa.
There's no way he's a kid. No. That you're crossing into some dangerous territory if that's the case. I haven't seen what TC's had to say about it.
His pink-haired tweak that sexually assaulted him when he was at his when he was clearly
No way.
Concussed in the head. Oh, yeah, there's definite whoa, buddy moment there. Thinking Critical spoke on it. Oh man, I'll have to look into it. Sele. Yeah. Sele.
That's what I thought it was. I
didn't say A. Yeah, Sele Ahibe. Boom, got it. Boosh. Mr. Tickle Trunk with a fat Canadian says Yair 1 did well, and now he's licking crack and smoking toilets. True. Honest Eric, mad respect for building a company. You're a good egg. Keep pushing.
Thank you. Well, look, to speak to that, and this is more so for the fans than it is people that are just general pocket watchers. Guys, we are putting out so much material on a serious note, and it's a different model from what we were operating on before. Because of that, buyer habits have changed. We've seen that. It's nothing for us on any given day, non-campaign collection related items are selling like 10,000. This is in a one day worth of books, right? Because you have not only just new customers, but you have return customers that are getting things that are post collection. That's why we moved to the collection format in the first place, right? So the shorter windows, so we can move on to the next thing, right? So it's not going to look like it was when we were releasing one book a year or two books a year. It's a different animal. And the buyers are going to be reflective, you know, of that, right? Like, so yeah, right. We know I Someone was a mammoth.
For a second.
Yeah.
You seem to be explaining how it works. Yeah. I'm afraid we cannot hold you to that standard.
Oh, okay.
That's as we discussed earlier, once you pick a side, you can only have that idea.
You can't deviate. Yep.
So it doesn't matter that the book's smaller. You know, it doesn't matter that the book costs less. It doesn't matter that there's now like 2 to 3 books coming out a month, as opposed to these campaigns with all the fucking, you know, goals, you know, extra perks for hitting the goal. Doesn't matter that they're not doing that anymore. What matters is we just got to do an A and B. Okay? And if you can't fucking handle that, then maybe you're not cut out for this. Maybe you should smoke some crack and lick a toilet. Okay?
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I got you back, dude. I
appreciate you.
I got you back. I got you back, dude.
Oh man.
I got him on the ropes. You duplicated that, dude. I don't know if that's just this duplicating or the super chat came through twice, or it just but it duplicated. Taker 610 with a $5 says, Eric, remember Gary Johnson and Everest? I did not conquer Mount Everest. She lifted her skirt and I got in there and got a peek, Johnson said.
I don't remember that. I remember the big Aleppo thing with Gary Johnson. That was 2016, and obviously the Bill Weld fucking disaster that was, but I don't remember that one. That's crazy. He said Mr. Tickle Trunk said he sent 2.
He sent
a spelling mistake in one.
Dude, you don't have to fucking send another super chat for a spelling mistake, dude. Sele. Ahibe. Sele Ahibe. Yeah. Fucking got this shit. Now, best season is either any Peaky Blinders season, any season of The Shield, Game of Thrones season 3, or Prison Break season 2. Which animes are you all watching? Well, I kind of do a regular revisit of Cowboy Bebop because that's just so fucking good. It really is so fucking good. But I could do with some anime recommendations. I could do with some.
I haven't watched shit, man. It's been a while since I've just been like it's not any that I'm watching right now in particular, believe it or not.
Hey, Eric, do you want to have your kind of hopes and dreams in humanity just annihilated?
No. Sure.
Okay,
I can go for it.
Lily Phillips, who slept with 101 men, is claiming she's pregnant just hours after Bonnie Blue, who slept with 1,057 men in 24 hours. Pregnancy rumors started. I had a question. My question was, why are they trying to out-whore each other? I slept with 100 men in 24 hours. Well, I slept with 1,057 in 24 hours. I might be pregnant. I am pregnant. I mean, fuck knows who the father is, because I'm just a cum dumpster.
That's just no shame. That's what you get there.
The Western values.
Yep. That's what you get.
Shockwave's Lab with a 5 Canadian says, did you get a chance to back the new Leo Kaiser Lazhab? It looks incredible. I haven't yet, but I think I will. There's still like 30 something days left, isn't there? I'm just bringing up the there's 33 days left. It's hit its target. I gotta say, Shockwaves Lab, I gotta say something. There is something I'm disappointed with this. In the actual figure, looks great. Okay. What I'm disappointed is in the stretch goals. That's what I was trying desperately to think the name of.
Yeah.
The campaigns. They don't do the stretch goals anymore.
Yeah, those are gone.
Because that's the campaign thing.
Right.
The stretch goals, I'm not happy with. I mean, they are weak for how much the thing is. It's £300, of course, for the combiner. And the stretch goals is one extra figure, which is the, one extra figure. And then you get the, what is it? Yeah, the third stretch goal is a display stand. Like, you're charging 300 fucking quid. And the second stretch goal is the nunchuck-ish weapon. And the third stretch goal is the stand. It's kind of like, come on. Those are fucking weak stretch goals. That's what I'm sort of annoyed about. I'm sorry, I'm annoyed about the stretch goals. But because when it's like G.I. Joe classified and they're doing HasLabs, you get some great extra figures in the stretch goals, or something really cool like with the effects, the firing effects or different effects, etc. that can get on. So there's like really some really cool ones, but yeah, it's like the stretch goal is a fucking dangly weapon or a stand. Like, come on. I agree. As the last two tiers, you can take them. Exactly. Yeah. First tier, great. Extra figure to go with it, great. But the other two, Sele Ahibe with a $2 says, Lawaz, it's Sele. Like Canadians say, Sele. What, you want me to actually put the Canadian inflection on? Sele. Actually, is that what you're asking me to do? To put the Canadian inflection on? Sele. Ahibe. But it's, there you go. I'm getting, we'll get it. Sele, we'll get it.
Eventually.
Sele, Mr. Ahibe.
That works.
Yeah, I think that might be the name from here on in. We'll get there. Shindo versus with a $5 says, I can't wait for Echo to flail her hands around and sign Avengers Assemble, but no one can understand sign language and is confused, including Doom. Wouldn't it be funny if Echo just went like that to Dr. Doom and he went, you just call me gay? Just call me gay? Yeah. Fucking asshole. Mr. Tickle Trump with a 5 Canadian says, you can't tell me what to do. Here's another one for no reason with no spelling. You ain't the boss of me.
Oh, that's so good. Shut out.
Looking forward to shit heart as well. He's got his shit heart emojis. He can't wait for shit heart. Coming this fall.
Shout out.
Joe Music 931 the $2 says, watch Bleach as. Do it.
Bleach is solid.
Morpheus with a $5 says, as if you like Bebop, you need to watch Samurai Champloo. Yes, do you know I do?
The Samurai, yeah.
Same team that made Bebop, yes.
Some live, some die. And the way I did, the Samurai Champloo is solid.
Yeah. Based around the Edo period in Japan, one of the best series. Cheers. Yes. I know it's the same team. Yeah. I do need to watch that. Black Kane with a $5 says, how can Eric be a comic creator if he doesn't have a hanger on that slaps his mentally challenged girlfriend on OnlyFans? I have no idea what you mean, Black Kane.
Me either, man. That'd be fucking wild.
I have no idea what you mean. Mr. Hebe with $5 says, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood Spy X Family. I've heard that's good. I've heard that's really good. Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho. You can't go wrong with Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay. Yu Yu Hakusho, Samurai Champloo, Gundam 00. I'd like to get into. Where'd you start? I want to get into Evangelion, but where the fuck do you start with that? You know. Gundam 00, Code Geass, Lol, done for now. That's some pretty good recommendations there. Joe Music 931 the $2 says another banger. Yu Yu Hakusho. There you go.
Yusuke Urameshi.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't they come out with a Netflix? Damn you guys for not casting Blake Griffin as Kabura. You messed that up. You had a layup. It was right there for you. But nah, Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the best animes of all time.
You ever seen Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Mr. Hibe with the $2 says, wait, Eric, you should connect with Thinking Critical.
We already have. I've done TC's show with them on the one that they do on Saturdays with I think Aaron's on it as well. But yeah, I've done that before.
DB with a £2 says, on average, how many years late are Rippaverse books? I think it's averages out about 3 years a book. 3 years new book, maybe 3.5.
I'd probably be streaming. I'd probably be streaming all day long if I was just putting out one book every 4 years. I got too much shit to do. So
do you know that shit? Do you know that, dude? Nothing says passion for what you're doing than putting a 48-page book out every 3 years. Nothing says I am fucking dialed in.
Dedicated. I am dedicated to this medium. I care so much about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save it.
I'm saving the industry. One urinal at a time. If you Varadark with if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, you're a terrible person. Absolutely. In actual fact, I think you should be jailed. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. I think if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, then there's mandatory prison sentences to be handed out. Samurai Knight to the $2 says, check out Interspecies Reviewers best 2020 anime. Okay, I need to watch. What's the one I need to watch? It's the isekai one. Log Horizon. I've got Log Horizon. I need to see Log Horizon. I've been told Log Horizon's really good. I do like my isekai. I'm a big outing myself. I am actually a straight man, but I'm a huge fan of Sword Art Online. I fucking love me.
I'm a straight man.
Some Sword Art Online, but I am straight. I'm just saying. Eric, anything that you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Oh man, appreciate the support for Rippaverse. We got the Gabriel and the Guardian stuff. We'll be launching that for pre-order pretty soon on Rippasin. First chapter, issue 0 of the manga. We also have what else? Oh, I don't know, just a massive book that's going to drop this Friday called Ice on number 3 at 6 a.m. Yeah, so that's happening. So yeah, as I mentioned, it is going to be similar to a throwback campaign. Lots of shit to get, like a lot of items that you're going to be able to get. We were talking about this last night. I need to come up with some milestones.
Yes, you do.
I need to come up with some milestones. So we'll come up with some milestones. And yeah, we'll do the whole. We're gonna kick it old school.
I got one for you. One for you. Not like a massive milestone, but like a decent one to hit, right?
Okay.
Because you've got to pay for the information. Here's mine.
Okay.
They hit a certain milestone. You are going to announce an unannounced project for this year.
Okay. I'm game for that. Yeah, we got some stuff on. I'm game for that.
Give him a little bit candy. Give him a little bit candy. You know, you've seen the bit of the road out. You know, this year. What do you reckon? You got to pay. You got to pay if you want the Eric sketch. You got to hit a big goal.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like another like 2 to 3 million, like something crazy. And then look, this is one of those campaigns. It's because it's a big.
Can we nail you down? Can we nail you down on this? 2 mil.
2 million.
2 mil releases the Eric sketch. 2 mil releases the Eric sketch. It's time.
Okay, I'll agree to that. I'll agree to it. Live on Ripping the Silverback, I'll agree. I'm sure the Sox are going to be happy about that one. Okay, 2 million is fair.
Got him. We got him. This is a contract, verbal contract.
Verbal contract, yeah.
We got him in a verbal.
That's fair. 2 million. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Woo!
Okay. All right. I'm fair. I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm game with that. Okay. But yeah,
5 million, 1 in 3 scale alpha core statues.
I'll do whatever the fuck y'all want to do at 5 million. I do a whole line of fucking Riververse statues if that's what y'all want at 5 million.
You fucking said it and the Soskas appear.
Right. Of course.
They hear the Eric sketch in their summer.
they're just like, what? The fucking ears started ringing. Like, what the hell's going on?
Fucking dog, and somebody's whistling. Like, Eric sketch.
Oh man. Okay, 2 million. That's fair.
Chat. That's very doable. And I say that's very doable because both have done over 2 million so far.
Yeah, it's very doable, and it's one of those. It is a bigger book, so it's gonna be. Like this thing is massive. Like, so it's gonna be, the price point is gonna be similar to what those old campaigns were, because it's like it's way bigger than even ISOM 2 was, and that was 112 pages. So it's even bigger than that. So the cost per page though will be similar to what we're doing right now, but it's just a bigger book. So it'll cost akin to the ISOM 1s, the ISOM 2s around there. At least one of the copies will for sure, or it'll float around there. So yeah, the reason I bring that up is because the higher sales numbers, because of that, as the base book, is going to be a lot more achievable to something like a 2 million. So okay. That's fair enough. I lock that in.
Yeah, because you verbally agreed to it.
Yeah, I did. I got put on the spot there, and so okay.
Yeah, I fucking love peer pressure, man.
2 million. Okay. All right.
Look, dude, I don't think you're fucking crying if it does 2 mil, all right?
No.
Oh, no, I did 2 mil. I have to show my fucking shitty sketch. I mean, my great sketch. It's going to be.
Oh, man.
I have a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
T-shirt.
Okay.
When it finally comes out.
Yeah, we'll probably do something cool on it, like put it on a shirt. I don't know why you would want to walk around in that dog shit, but
I'd wear that with pride.
But yeah, cool. Okay, no, I'm game. Let's do it. 2 million. Let's do it.
Mr. Hebei with a $5 says, imagine a stream with just Ryan and Eric. Don't watch in species reviewers. Sword Art Online is amazing. Fuck yeah, good boy. Fucking good.
And yeah, if it was, I don't think there's ever been a stream with just me and Ryan. I don't think that's ever happened. It probably would. It's getting taken down on whoever's channel that it's on. For sure. If that happens, but yeah, I don't think I've ever just streamed. It was a stream with me and Ryan. That would be a treat.
You would have to go to a third party's site.
Yeah, it had to be on one of those weird sites for us to be able to pull that off. and because there's probably going to be some things said in that damn stream that YouTube is not going to like.
Yeah. Carito, Asuna. EO with a 5 Swiss says, you haven't made it as a comic creator until you have a hairy Winnet whispering sweet nothings in your ear. Who's big into cheese pizza? I like pepperoni. It's weird. Mr. Tilke Shrunk with the 2 Canadians says, Eric, please stop failing by being so successful.
You got it.
Failing.
You got it.
11,000 books. Fail.
Yeah, if that's the metric, then all right, whatever works for you guys. I mean, if that makes if they help you sleep at night.
The best we have to understand as well. Just a thing. These are sales. You know, this isn't shipped as well. So if this was up against actual bought copies on the mainstream, just imagine where that'd be falling. Just saying.
It's true.
Easily in the top 50. Easily. Very good chance it'll probably be in the top 30. Chief Critical with a $5 says, here's Eric is releasing ISOM 3. Me? It's been 84 years. Now, where's your Rippaverse comic story as? I can't lift it now because I've got the wall mount. Unless I pulled it back. I have no idea what you're talking about. Samurai Knight with the $2 says, for a great isekai, check out the Eminence of Shadow. Oh, I'm going to write that one down. Eminence of Shadows. Okay. I do love me isekai. And Kyle Rice even resist. Maybe I saw what I wanted to see. Kyle Rice with a $20 super sticker of right back at you, Kyle.
That is not cheap.
That is not cheap. Right back at you. Thank you, everyone who came to watch today. I might be back with some more Avowed, or I might just go to bed and
Tonight?
then just. Yeah, I might, maybe. I mean, I went until like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sheesh.
I know, but then I woke up at 2 p.m. So, would like to wake up at a regular time. So probably not tonight, but we'll go on to some more Avowed tomorrow at the least. If I do turn back up again tonight, it is what it is. So huge thank you to everyone who's been watching those as well. Friday, ISOM 3 comes out on campaign
6 a.m. Central.
6 a.m. Central.
That's 12 UK time. That's
Central. Yeah, it's 12 p.m. for me. Yeah.
So it's noon.
4 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah. 4 a.m. Where you'll be really early if you're on the West Coast. For sure. East Coast. That's 7 a.m. So there'll be plenty of stuff.
Yara 2 finished last night.
Yep.
Great War Separation still
Great
going.
War's live. Represents live right now. So go grab those.
3 comes out on Friday.
Yep, I got that. So
dude, you're not following, dude. I'm just saying, you're not following the plan.
Yeah,
one book every 3 or so years.
that would show I really have passion in the quality, wouldn't it? If I took that long.
But you see, look, but no, because you've got 3. Look, I have been 3 years because this has just got to be the best,
the absolute greatest fucking comic. Even though Jack Kirby didn't take nearly that long to do anything that he did, or any of the greats for that matter. But never mind that. I guess those guys aren't that good or something. Yeah. Okay, got you. You're right. You're right. I need to take my time and really show my passion in 48 pages in 4 years,
and then draw your gay cricket. So next week we will be on Eric's channel.
Yep.
Which is 1:30 Central Time, 7:30 UK time, and Real BBC this week is coming. This week, next week is going to be on my channel. Afternoon Tea with Az, as always. Sunday Fun Day this week, as always. I will be screaming at X-Ray Girl, making her have a nervous breakdown on Fast Food Simulator, which, by the way, you guys fucking loved. You absolutely fucking loved that Sunday Fun Day last week. So we're going to be pumping up the difficulty, and it's going to go down the way it goes down. Let's see if we can force somebody to quit and cry in the supermarket. Other than that, I think we're all good for now. So massive thank you everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you very much for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, etc., thank you very much indeed, and I legitimately mean that, for supporting the channel. We'll be back with some more stuff very soon. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Baloo Boo.